Is that good or bad?
I don't know.
It sounds really bad. Doesn't it sound real tinny?
You do.
Maybe you
Yeah.
got tinny over the holiday.
No. I ate a lot of tinned fish over the holiday.
Tinned fish?
Tinned
Sardines
fish.
and that sort of
Yes.
thing. They're making a comeback, you know.
It is kind of a thing. My husband's been into tinned fish.
I'm very into tinned fish, and I buy it based on the label, but how cool the label is, not how it tastes. This sounds horrible. Am I wrong?
I mean, no. It's okay.
I mean, it sounds okay.
It does.
It sounds fine going out. Apparently,
It does. Okay.
So it's just
it's in my head.
in your head.
Right.
It sounds bad. For some reason, I sound echoey in my head.
Well, we got new equipment in
Yeah.
here over the. I sound kind of echoey in my head too.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to break it in. That's
Warm it.
I should have warmed it up before we started.
Go out and start the radio station, and then go
Yeah.
back inside.
Yeah.
Well, although someone might steal it if you do that.
Yeah. Well, if we're going to go out, if we're going to leave it running while we're inside, make sure the baby isn't in the radio station.
terrible.
Because if they, Jesus. I woke up in the middle of the night last night with a radio station nightmare.
Oh, really?
I had a radio station dream. Katie did too.
Screaming and yelling, and I dreamt that I came into work, and the only people working here was a former employee named Chet.
Oh, yes.
And then some little guy that I didn't really recognize.
Little guy.
And they said, "What are you doing here? We've the format's changed. It's now called Coyote One. We're Coyote One Radio."
What kind of music does Coyote One do?
I didn't wait to find out.
What do you think, Gina?
I took it out on them.
You let them have it.
I let them have it with the force of my. As you know, if I get really mad, I can be quite menacing. I'm not really tough. I just seem tough.
You wouldn't actually do anything.
Well, I might, given that it was Chet and a little guy.
Who is this? I'm curious about
I'm
this
not
little
quite.
guy.
I'm not. Yeah,
Carrie, I bet if we could see it, we would know who it was.
I'm
Like
not
it's
quite
something
sure.
that's stuck
If there
in
was
his
a-
memory
yeah.
somewhere.
If there was a way we could
Yeah.
channel
Yeah, if we
his
could-
memory.
It
Plug
might have been.
in.
You know, it might have been Spank.
Wow.
Remember Spank?
Barely.
Yeah, it might have been Spank. Chet and Spank. It's Coyote One now, Bill. You're out. That's what you think. And it woke me up. I was screaming and yelling.
And I had a nice dream about it because I knew Carrie. I was worried about Carrie because he has to run the new
Well,
equipment.
I'm
morning.
still iffy.
But I had a dream, Carrie, that you came in and you were like, "This is great. I love it." Like,
No, you know me better.
Yeah.
oh, that's why this
Come
is
on.
a dream.
I'm-
Things
when
in dreams
I-
aren't
see,
reality.
I was in here Monday, and I came in and I saw this new board, looked at it for a minute, and Doug was with me, our production guy, and he said, "That's a nice new board." And I said, and we can expect Carrie to be complaining about it for a week.
Probably.
Because it's, because
It's hard to learn
It's
new
hard,
stuff.
and I don't
Yeah.
mean that. I don't mean it.
Well, it's
You know,
just it's learning the job all over again.
And I understand why you complain about it.
because so much of it is.
Welcome to Coyote One.
There you go.
This is Buffalo Bobby Lee
Yep, that's what it was.
playing you some Conway Twitty.
No, we're not. We are not.
Tried to hide it by the faded denim
Chet,
clothes she wore.
Spank, you're out of here.
Coyote One.
Chet and
There is a station down in southern Utah, Coyote something.
Is there really?
Yeah.
I don't know why
The
that.
Coyote.
Don't know. So that was my. What was your good dream, Gina?
That's what I mean. I just said that we came in here and Carrie was like, "I love this board. It's a great board. It works wonderfully." That was my dream.
I'm betting by the end of the show he will love it.
No, this is a good board so far. I just need to learn the little, I have ways of doing things that don't make sense to engineers, and so I can understand why they get frustrated with me. But
It's a much nicer looking control board.
and in radio, that's important.
That certainly is.
Now, what we're hearing is the processed microphones.
Okay.
And I'm guessing that your mic is not in the processor. Everything out there sounds normal
Like out in Radio Land.
out in radio land.
But But even my microphone sounds normal.
Yes, your
I'm
microphone
just not
out
hearing
there
it.
sounds normal. You're hearing something different than what everybody else is.
I'm not hearing the processing. Gotcha.
I guess as long as it sounds fine.
Yeah, I mean,
out
I don't care that much. I don't. It's, as long as I can hear the sound of my own voice, I'm always happy. It's what my mother used to say. Well, you just like to hear the sound of your own voice, don't you, Bill? Sure do, Mom. Got into the right business. It's amazing. We had 2 weeks off, and I am more tired today than
How
I
is
was
that possible?
because I. Have you ever heard the phrase "burn the candle at both ends"?
But during your vacation, you were burning the candle at both ends?
Yeah, I had more time to do it.
Oh,
When I
What
when
were
I
you
work, I don't
doing?
burning the candle at both ends.
Doing-
I just told you.
But doing what?
Well, living, Gina.
it's not normal for people to be getting up at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And so I haven't been doing that for
Right.
2 weeks.
Right.
So I've been living a normal life for
Yeah.
2 weeks.
How was that?
Fine.
Fine.
I slept as long as I wanted to.
Yeah.
And
That's what I mean,
usually
you should be
I usually ended
rested.
up getting up at 7 or something like that, instead of 3, which was, I guess, fine. But I don't know. I just feel tired today. So
Well, it'll be a week of
Readjustment.
trial, error, readjustment, reset, all
Well,
that stuff.
it's a good day to check back in with us. We all need to check in, see how our
yeah,
holiday was.
let's do that. Check in with the Radio from Hell show this morning. We'll see if we can get the phones to work right. That'll be interesting with the new equipment. 877-602-9696 is the number. 877-602-9696. Or you can text us to check in 33986. We like to hear from you in the morning, so why don't you let us hear from you this morning right now?
All right. Hoops Vision Correction, HOOPES Vision.com.
Well, if you are a person with less than perfect vision, the new year is time for you to correct that. Or not yourself. You can't correct it yourself, but you can take action that will let Hoops Vision correct your vision. Carrie's done it. I've done it. Many people, associates, family members, and there's really nothing to it. It's such there's a lot to it because it's a
Yeah, but it's stuff you don't have to worry about.
That's right. They can take care of it. It is about 20 minutes, and you, all of a sudden, no glasses, no contact lenses. It's just an amazing thing. Now, Hoops Vision offers their See Clearly guarantee so you can have total confidence in the outcome. They have a huge range of financing options to make LASIK more affordable. And really, they're offering a savings right now, $800 off the LASIK procedure. Call and make your appointment today. 877-30-LASIK or book online at hoopsvision.com. A game show for people who just like game shows. It's Be Gina. I'm Johnny Owen. Hey, I bet you want to know who drank all the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Well, we have a confession.
Oh.
Malcolm Jamal Warner says he did.
Oh.
That's right. Malcolm Jamal Warner drank it. But he says, I'm ready to make some more. Warner admits that he can't resist the great taste of Kool-Aid. He says, try any one of the 15 fruity flavors and you'll agree. Don't get caught with an empty pitcher. Make some Kool-Aid today and keep everyone in your house smiling. You'll say the same thing Malcolm Jamal Warner does. Kool-Aid, it's my kind of smile. And now, here's a man who's my kind of smile.
Oh.
Your host, Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
All right. The randomizer has picked a contestant. Looks like you'll be playing against Devin. Are you there, Devin?
Yes, I am.
All right, Devin. We're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage if you call it correctly. Heads or tails, go.
Let's go heads.
All right. It is tails, Gina
Oh, Devin, you're one step further away from winning these tickets to see Bleachers the 18th of May at the Great Saltaire.
All right, Devin. Because you lost the coin toss, Gina goes first. She answers the question correctly. She gets the point. If not, I will allow you to answer the question correctly and steal the point away. We'll go back and forth till one of you has 3 points. Now, if she manages to beat you, what are you prepared to do in her name, Devin?
Make a donation to the road home.
All right, sounds good. Of course, you get the Bleachers tickets if you come from behind and win. First question for Gina. It's potpourri today, different subjects.
Okay.
Meryl Streep question,
Okay.
first of all. What skill did she learn very quickly, specifically for her role on Music of the Heart? She had to quickly learn a skill.
Okay.
The one, solving 2 Rubik's Cubes at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
2, trumpet. 3, to fold a fitted sheet so well that it looks indiscernible from a folded flat sheet. Or 4, violin.
I'm going to guess violin.
Violin is correct.
That's a point for Gina.
There you
And
go.
now we go to Devin.
Devin. Mary-Kate and Ashley trivia. Ready? Mary-Kate and Ashley trivia. Oh, no, this is Elizabeth Olsen. Elizabeth Olsen trivia.
Other kind of Olsen.
But it is Mary-Kate and Ashley. Elizabeth Olsen's sisters, Mary-Kate and Ashley, named their fashion line after her. What is it called after Elizabeth? Is it 1, Stella McCartney? Is it 2, Elizabeth and James? Is it 3, The Other Sister Clothing? Or 4, Yeezy?
I'm going to go with 3.
The Other Sister Clothing?
Elizabeth and James?
Very good. It was right there.
Yeah.
It was right there.
2 points for Gina, Devin, and none for you.
Oh, man.
And you know what, Devin? Gina controls the
What's that?
question.
All right.
Gina controls the question.
Gina?
Okay.
Twister trivia.
All right.
What did they use
We
for the
don't care what your
sound
credit-
of the tornado?
Okay.
Was it 1? A recording of Trump's intestinal tract after several hamburgers.
Very similar to that. Yeah.
2, a recording of a camel's moans slowed down. 3, the subdermal sounds of RFK Jr.'s brainworm. Or 4, they recorded an actual tornado.
Johnny, I heard you laugh at number 2, the camel, but that's the answer.
That is correct. Wow.
Well, Gina, you just swept the board.
Swept the board.
She just wrung you out,
I
man.
wiped the floor with you,
Yeah,
Devin.
Right. The leg, Devin.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
All
feel
right.
bad for Devin.
I do too. Devin, you seem like a nice person. Even though I beat you, I'm still going to give you these tickets to see Bleachers at the Great Saltaire on the 18th of May.
All right, Devin, hang on the line.
Hang
Somebody will tell you, listen, I've got to go. Oh, yeah, and make some Kool-Aid.
$3,986.
All right, 6:21. Let's get this over with.
Yeah. No indication that the phones are working because no one's
They
tried.
do work.
Oh, they do?
Yes.
Okay.
877-602-9696.
All right. We will begin the program now then, and then we'll go to your check-ins. 877-602-9696, or you can text us 33986. Do we have a sponsor?
Cinderella is a megawatt production. Experience the classic fairy tale with all new sets and costumes opening February 7th with music performed live by the Ballet West Orchestra. Tickets at balletwest.org.
The moon is 45.1% of full. It's in the first quarter. We will have a, let's see, when we have a Doesn't say here when we'll have a full moon next. The moon will rise today at 11:48 a.m. 9 hours and 24 minutes of daylight today. Today being, it's Monday, I know that. And it's the sixth day. Yeah, the sixth day of January in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2025. It's, well, of course, it's Inauguration Day.
No.
It's
Certification
Day. That's
Yeah,
right.
shouldn't we be in D.C.?
For the certification
Aren't
of-
we Antifa? Aren't we supposed to be
there
Stirring
agitating,
stirring
things up?
Yeah, we
I
should
didn't
be.
get that memo.
I did, but I said I'm too tired to travel.
You've been burning the candle at both
I
ends.
have. It is Dry Bean Day. There are more. Did you know? Dry, just beans.
Beans.
But yeah.
Yeah.
There are more than 40,000 varieties of legumes found around the world, recognized as beans. I know these things because I'm a member of the Rancho Gordo Bean Club.
Do you eat all the beans that you receive through the club, or do you have a backlog?
I have a backlog of beans. I like beans, but I have a backlog of beans. Quarterly, they send me about, I think, 6 different beans, different kinds of beans, and eat in pound bags. Maybe it's, 6, probably 6. So 24 pounds of beans a year, that's a lot. It's National Take a Poet to Lunch Day, so I don't care where we go, but I expect somebody to take me to lunch. It's National Take Down the Christmas Tree Day.
No.
Ours is still up here in the studio.
Now,
Katie, you got a lot going on. Don't worry about it.
it's the last day of Christmas. That's why it's Epiphany, which, as I recall, Gina, and you being a Catholic,
Yes.
Epiphany is when the wise men finally showed up.
Yeah, the Magi.
Yeah, they were
We got your frankincense here.
They were wandering around.
Where do you want me to put this myrrh?
This kid was born like 10 days ago, but we finally made it. And it's a World Day of War Orphans. Okay? And this is the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio. It's Kerry Jackson. I'm Bill Allred. That's Gina Barberi over there, who's never burned a candle at both ends.
No, why would I?
Katie for short is our fine producer, and then we've got a room full of people in there.
We'll meet people. We're being assisted.
We've got new people and old people. I think is that Spencer?
Yeah, Spencer. Thanks for showing up, Spencer.
Spencer forgot his inhaler though.
Oh no!
I told him.
Jeez.
I told him he should go home and get it. He said,
Go
well,
home. He lives an hour away.
50 minutes. He said. I guess I better not go. All right.
Do we have any calls?
You bean, my little chickpea.
Oh, I love chickpeas.
Who is this?
It's the creature who loves black legumes.
Thank you. Did you find that just for me?
Just for you.
The creature who has black legumes.
Let's see. Now I'm going to try our new
Okay.
system here.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's just Milo.
Hello,
Why?
Milo.
Why? Unfortunately.
Oh, we lost Milo.
Milo, come back.
Now, that might have been my fault, Milo.
We didn't hang up on you intentionally,
We
Milo.
have new buttons.
Yeah.
Call back, Milo.
877-602-9696. But you know what Milo's going to say. I'm just in sheet metal today, and I'm going to...
I like it when Milo checks.
Let's see. Troy, the bus driver, checking in. Mixer driver Shane checking in from Orem.
Mixer driver Shane has been taking our Radio from Hell diner style mug on his travels and taking pictures of it wherever he's eating, and I'm appreciating them.
Can we post a whole travel log of that?
We should, yeah.
All right, let's try Milo again.
Let's see. Now, okay. Hank,
Are
Milo.
you there, Milo?
Good morning, guys. I see you guys are trying to get used to the new
There we go.
soundboard.
Yeah.
Thanks for helping it, Milo. You're our first call that has come through the new board.
How's the sheet metal business today, Milo?
Doing good. Always staying busy all year round, man. I'm just remaining seated, putting some special glue on sheet metal today. So
Special glue.
pretty chill.
Special glue. Mm-hmm. That's great. You have a full life, don't you, Milo?
Yeah, I got it living, sitting down, listening to music and podcasts, and you guys especially.
Well,
thank you.
thanks for doing it, Milo. And we would like to encourage you to frequent our fine sponsors as well.
How
Perhaps
was you guys' holidays?
Good. Perhaps, Milo, you could join us at Squatters Pub Brewery on the 26th for Lights, Camera, Brunch.
I'll be down. I love booze, man. Party hardy.
Party hardy.
All right, Milo.
Thanks,
Milo. See ya.
See ya, man.
Milo's a simple fellow, I think. But
That's when I got a job drilling holes in sheet metal.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Coyote Country FM 102.3 in St. George.
No
It
kidding.
is a thing, yeah.
Yep. Meg the Musician checking in. Zane of Dallas checking in. My new thing is not to let my farts get stuck anymore. Hey, who's doing sports? I believe it's Amy Donald.
It's Amy. Yeah.
Perry City listener checking in, trying to get back into the swing of things. Good to hear you all again. Jen, first time checking in. Been meaning to for many years.
Oh,
Well, thanks for doing it.
So glad you guys are back. Amy of Florida, glad you're back. Meshach of Erda checking in. Good to hear you all survived the holiday. Got me some of Carrie's butter, and it is truly gold on toast.
We've been a Kerry Gold family because they have it at Costco, so we've been getting it there.
big hunks of gold.
Right Wing Wade checking in. Let's see, Nate checking in. I've stopped all news since 3 days after the election. Should I continue, or should I just be blindsided by the awfulness that is incoming?
Well, I mean, Bill will have news, and we want you to listen here. So
Maybe
just
maybe
get your
I'll
news
just
from Bill.
Oh yeah, but I'll just I'll just do news of absolutely zero consequence.
There you go. Let's see. Rye from Orem, Mikkel of Reno, Pittsburgh listener Mauricio Paez. Adam is here. Hello, Adam.
Adam, good morning.
See, again, I'm.
It's not your fault, Adam.
It's not your fault, Adam. Still learning the phone. Try it again. There's Adam.
Hi, Adam.
Good morning. Thanks for letting me listen. Geek Show says hey.
Hey.
And Gina,
Yeah?
you've got it.
Thanks. I feel like I have it.
Well, Gina, everybody says when they see you walk by, they say she's got it,
She's got it. I don't know what it is, but
but she has got it.
Well, just calling to say Happy New Year.
Happy
and,
New Year to you.
Thank you.
To let all you people on Front Runner, anyone taking Front Runner know, there was a trespasser versus train incident between Vineyard and Orem.
Oh.
So there's a bus bridge, so take some extra time if you're heading that way, going south.
Going south. All right, what do you mean? Did somebody get hit?
That's all they're saying on the announcement is a trespasser versus train.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, I know who won that battle.
Yep.
Thanks, Adam.
Thank you. And Kevin, we're out of time. Terribly sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but thanks for checking in. Call us tomorrow.
Yeah. Traffic.
Crash northbound Mountain View corridor, 62nd south and West Valley. The left lane and shoulder are blocked. Only one right lane getting through. Traffic's backed up almost to 70th south. Crash on the exit ramp, I-15 northbound to Pioneer Crossing and American Fork. The right shoulder is blocked there. And Right Wing Wade checking in, telling us as far as he's concerned, things are moving well on I-15, both lanes. Thanks, Wade. If you see something like Wayne did, you're part of the Infinity team, and you should let us know what you're seeing on the roads. 33986. Business owners, do you owe $15,000 or more in employment taxes and don't know what to do? McClure & Stewart, your local trusted tax attorneys. Go to McClureandStewart.com today.
All right. We will take a break. We'll be back after some messages and a song with Big Boy News. And Frank Christ presents our Dead Celebrity Game. We'll explain how to play, what you'll win. I guess we could
Do you want a quick?
jump on a list quickly.
We're kind of running out of time.
Yeah, we are a little late, aren't we?
Let's see. Well, because I don't have time to tell you 55 things women over 40 shouldn't have in their home. That's 55.
55 things?
So how about I do? People who lack self-awareness frequently say these 14 things. It's fewer things.
Okay. People who lack awareness.
Lack self-awareness.
Okay.
I'm just being brutally honest.
No, you're being a dick.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. You're.
Yeah. You don't.
Carrie said.
Yeah.
Let's see. The next one is now a couple of these as I'm reading through. These are things that I say.
Okay.
And I say this one. I really hate drama. And I do. And
I do.
And you know this about me.
Yes.
And I know this about you. I truly hate drama. Now, this says the classic drama averse, yet somehow drama surrounded person. It's a bit like someone who says they hate soap operas but know every plot twist.
No.
If you find yourself always in the eye of the drama storm, maybe it's time to ask, am I the common denominator here?
No, because I have removed all the dramatic people from my life.
Yeah.
And some of these people are blood relatives.
I guess there are people that say that, but they really are involved in it.
Yeah.
I also say this. I don't care what people think of me. I care what a few people think of me. I care what you think of me.
Yeah,
I care what my husband thinks of me.
Yeah, there are some people I do care. The majority, I don't.
But generally,
Yeah.
you can like me or not, I don't care. I'm not like other people. This line is all about celebrating uniqueness, which is awesome, but it can also accidentally tip over into I'm the main character in this story.
Exactly.
You really
Yes.
should pay attention to me. Let's see. I'm not judgmental, but yes, you are. And I won't say that because I absolutely admit that I'm judgmental.
I am too.
I 1,000%. I just tell it like it is.
No, you're being a dick.
Yeah,
again.
that's kind of like saying you're brutally honest.
Yeah.
People just don't understand me. You're not that complicated.
You're really not.
An enigma wrapped in a
Yeah.
riddle and no one gets you.
You're just a dick.
No. I'm too old / too young for this. Don't say that.
Yeah.
I'm a people pleaser. I kind of used to be, I think, a people pleaser.
I'm always suspicious of people who say I'm a people pleaser.
Yeah. Have your own opinions on things. And,
Yeah. Okay.
and finally, this is the apropos of this show. Oh, I don't care about politics.
That's what this texter was trying to tell me.
I don't care. You should.
You should.
It's your life and the people you care about's
Yes.
life
They're-
and the community you live in.
They're passing laws that affect you.
Yeah.
You should care. And you should be outraged when they... Oh, okay. Never mind. Thank you.
Just a quick list.
Quick
Tiny
list.
list.
I liked that. Thank you very much.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
It's My Life, the title track from the band's second studio album.
Talk, talk? Oh, no.
It's My Life.
It's My Life.
There you go. All right. We got big boy news and innuendo right now, but right after that, it is Frank Christ presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine, the Dead Celebrity Game. Going to give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just fine. One of them dead. Pick the dead one correctly, you will win.
It's an Expo Extravaganza prize pack.
What that?
I have tickets to the Auto Expo, which is going on January 17th through the 20th, and the Travel Expo going on January 24th through the 25th.
If you love your expos. All right, so
Now,
call in.
This is not to be confused with Autorama, right? This is
No.
the
Different.
Auto
Expo. Yeah,
Different
Utah International Auto Expo.
Okay.
So 877-602-9696 will play Frank Christ Presents, and you'll get those prizes after this. Big Boy News and Innuendo, brought to you by.
This season, celebrate the vibrant, creative community of downtown Salt Lake at Gallivan Center. Experience the magic of Glow, featuring dozens of magical illuminated sculptures, or ice skate with a date or the whole family at the Gallivan Rink. Plan your visit at theblocks.slce.com.
Well, the husband of Aubrey Plaza, filmmaker Jeff Baena, has died by suicide inside the Los Angeles home that he shared with his wife, Aubrey Plaza. In an update after his death on Friday, the L.A. County Medical Examiner's Office said the 47-year-old died by hanging at their Los Feliz property. His body was discovered by an assistant in the home they purchased in 2022, and officers responded to the home at 10:25 a.m., said the Los Angeles Fire Department. Death was determined for approximately 47-year-old male, no transport, they said in a statement. Baena's family told Deadline they're devastated by the news and are asking for privacy at this time. Aubrey Plaza and Mr. Baena were last seen together on a hike this past summer, 6 months before his tragic suicide. Aubrey Plaza has really made no comment on the death of her husband. Well, Utah man named Brad Bukowski. His license plate on his motorcycle says Joker or J6er. That's what it says, J6er.
J6er.
January
6er.
It's different from Joker.
That says everything,
Doesn't
it?
That doesn't mean Mr. Bukowski's proud of everything associated with his walk inside the U.S. Capitol on January 6th, 2021. Bukowski was subsequently convicted of misdemeanor stemming from that day. Now, when Donald Trump takes office later this month, Mr. Bukowski would like a pardon, and he would like to be able to go to the inauguration. A pardon for my offense would eliminate my sentence, Bukowski says, which is a 3-year probation with various conditions around it. Trump has said he will pardon January 6 defendants, or some of them. He's given ambiguous, contradictory descriptions of which defendants he will give reprieves to and which he won't. Bukowski is one of 15 Utah residents convicted of offenses related to January 6th. Mr. Bukowski says, listen, it was unfair what happened to me. And he's one of these people who said, I was there, I was carrying a flag of Utah, representing Utah, that, hey, Utah is here, President Trump, we're with you. Got to the Capitol, we were taking pictures, and when we were standing there on the plaza, there were people who were holding walkie-talkies and said that they were saying that the Capitol is open and police were letting everybody in. We saw what I call agent provocateurs, Bukowski continued, waving people into the Capitol. This is nonsense.
I have seen many, many, many videos of that day.
Didn't happen. Both Bukowski and his son Matthew eventually pleaded guilty to the misdemeanor offense of parading, demonstrating, or picketing at the Capitol. He got off pretty easy in the long run. I heard a report yesterday.
Proud of that. If his license plate says that, he is damn proud of that.
Oh, he is. He makes no bones about it. I heard a report yesterday about the death of Officer Sicknick at the Capitol and how his family feels about everything and how it changed their political views radically. They were very conservative people. They were Trump supporters. No more, because they've experienced directly their son, their husband, their cousin, their uncle was killed at the Capitol by these people. The body of a missing woman was found in a remote area of Tooele County. The suspect in her murder, Nestor Roca Aquayo of West Valley City, was apprehended around 7:30 p.m. yesterday in Fillmore. He was on a bus headed for Mexico, but detectives stopped the bus. As of 9:30 p.m. Sunday, the suspect was in custody and being questioned by officials. Family members reported that Talia Benward was missing, reported it to the Unified Police Department on Thursday, January 2nd. She was last seen on the 1st. A team of officers with UPD and detectives and Salt Lake County Sheriff's deputies were quickly assigned to investigate her disappearance due to the nature and circumstances of the case. Family members said she had a boyfriend who was violent. There was a history of domestic violence. They identified that suspect, and the cops quickly determined if he's not around, he's probably trying to get to Mexico. That's why they stopped the bus down in Fillmore, and sure enough, he was there. The city of St. George, there was a lawsuit filed against them over a drag show. Well, that's apparently ended in a settlement. A notice filed in federal court indicated a resolution has been reached between city officials and Southern Utah drag stars. The parties are currently drafting a resolution agreement which is intended to resolve all of the claims in this matter except for plaintiffs' claim for attorney's fees and costs, which will be subject to further briefing by the parties. So that's according to Scott Young, an attorney representing the city, and ACLU of Utah attorney Tom Ford. In light of this resolution, the parties hereby respectfully request that the court adjourn all deadlines and stay the case pending the parties' final resolution agreement.
So this group went through all proper channels, got proper permits, did everything right, and they were still harassed into not having their event.
What this settlement is, they got money. And they're not, the terms of the settlement have not been disclosed, but they won.
Yeah.
You know they won. The drag show won, and they'll probably win attorney's fees as well.
I hope.
In this case. Well, let's move on to all the excitement in Las Vegas. The man police say committed suicide before detonating explosives outside the Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas Wednesday was deemed not to be a threat to himself or the public after he sought mental health treatment, CNN reported on Saturday night. Investigators in Vegas say that Matthew Livelsberger, 37-year-old active-duty Green Beret, injured 7 people in the blast, which caused minimal damage to the building, but injured 7 bystanders. He was in a rented Tesla Cybertruck. Livelsberger was active-duty military. He left behind 2 messages that were critical of Democrats and American culture. Little else has been confirmed about the decorated war veteran. And in New Orleans, authorities say the suspect there, accused in the deadly New Year's Day truck attack, which killed 14 people, visited the city twice in the months leading up to the attack and may have used special hands-free glasses, Meta glasses, kind of they're like the Google glasses of the day, to record the city's historic French Quarter. Speaking at a press conference on Sunday afternoon, FBI Assistant Director Christopher Rea said that Shamsuddin Jabbar was a U.S. citizen, an Army veteran from Houston, who had he was born in America.
This is not a border issue like they keep trying to make it.
His mother is was born in America. He was born in America. He is an American citizen, a military veteran. Investigators are still looking at what correspondence, if any, Jabbar may have had with others while out of the country. He did travel to Egypt, Cairo, and to Canada prior to the attack. Something radicalized him. It was interesting to me, too. Did I hear this correctly? He said in something he left behind that at first he thought, I'll kill my family. I'm going to kill my family. That's what I'll do. But wait a minute. No, that's
no one will really care if I do that.
If I kill my family, they'll just think I'm crazy. I know what I'll do. I'll do a terror attack. And, of course, Donald Trump said on social media that he was right about fearing criminals on the other side of the border.
No.
And he pointed to these cases. You see what happens, illegal immigration. Neither of them were illegal.
That's because Fox News gets their erroneous information, dispenses it, and then apologizes later to cover their ass.
And nobody pays attention to the apology.
The apology nobody cares about.
When I said the criminals coming in are far worse than the criminals we have in our country, that statement was consistently refuted by Democrats and the fake news media.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be true.
No.
The crime rate in our country is at a level that nobody's ever seen before.
That's
also not true.
No.
The crime rate is
Murders
lower
are
than
down,
it's ever been, except for some reason in the New York subway system, but that's another story.
Yeah.
He said, our hearts are with the innocent victims and their loved ones. Speaking of Donald Trump, a judge has set sentencing in the hush money case, where he paid off a porn star to, because he didn't want it to interfere with the election. In an extraordinary turn, a judge on Friday set President-elect Donald Trump's sentencing in his hush money case for January 10th, little over a week before he's due to return to the White House, but indicated he will not be jailed, he will not be fined.
Nothing.
Except he is a felon.
Yeah.
He's the first felon to ever serve as president of the United States.
And there will be an asterisk next to his name so that in 4 years he can be put in jail.
Convicted felon. And finally, this story.
All right.
A lawsuit was filed against Arby's after customers accused the fast food chain of shrinking its portion sizes while keeping prices the same.
They don't have the meat?
I'm just saying, Arby's is doing you a favor by shrinking their portion size.
You don't need all that.
You don't.
It's a
come
health
on.
thing.
It's really, they're doing you a favor. Just don't complain about it. Melissa Nelson from Queens filed a lawsuit against Arby's, claiming the company deceptively continues to sell its fries and beverages in smaller sizes, which are now substantially smaller than old sizes.
You must go to Arby's a lot if you realize that.
If you notice.
Yeah.
There are some people, not a lot, but there are some people who love Arby's. I think it's the horsey sauce that brings them back.
Before we do anything, 877-602-9696. Call and play and win.
Expo tickets.
Yes, Frank Christ presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine, the Dead Celebrity Game. We have Expo tickets for both travel and auto.
All of your Expo needs will be met.
So call now to play, 877-602-9696.
Oh, and these are both 4-packs.
Oh, so you can take
get
friends.
8 packs of tickets.
Yeah. All right. Weather, traffic.
Okay, so there's a chance of rain and snow before 2 p.m. Looks like after 5 it could cool down enough that rain could change over to snow, about a 50% chance. Mostly cloudy, high today near 42, overnight low 24. This looks like the only storm we're expecting for the rest of the week. Traffic. Friend of the program has told us that accident on northbound Mountain View corridor, all lanes open now. Thank you for giving us a heads up on that. 33986. Crash on the exit ramp from northbound I-15 to Pioneer Crossing in American Fork. The right shoulder is blocked there. Check out the 29th annual Morris Columbus Travel Expo, January 24th through the 25th at the Mountain America Expo Center in Sandy. Explore airlines, cruise lines, hotels, resorts, and the biggest long-running travel expo in Utah. We have tickets to that. We also have tickets to the Utah International Auto Expo at the Mountain America Expo Center, January 17th through the 20th. Hundreds of the hottest cars and trucks all in one place. Get details and ticket links at x96.com.
Frank Christ, the Reaper of Celebrity Souls, has joined us in the studio.
Oh, hello, everyone.
You've had a very, very busy, end of year and New Year.
It usually happens.
I look at the list here. Olivia Hussey.
Yes.
Gone, 73. Jimmy Carter.
Oh, yes.
Linda Lavin.
Alice?
Alice doesn't live on the earth anymore.
Early to rise, early to death.
And, of course, Wayne Osmond.
And Wayne-o,
local celebrity.
Wayne Osmond, gone.
Also, at Carrie's special request, Skinny Johnny Mitchell.
Oh, really?
Oh, I had no idea.
Yes, it's true.
Oh, my. You have been busy, Frank.
Oh.
Frank is here to play the game we call Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
He's happy to report that 3 of the celebrities on this list of 4 that he has given me are, as Frank
They're
just
just
said,
fine.
just fine. And Frank is happy to report that because he loves them. He loves the
I
precious.
love our precious celebrities. Everything they say and do is right.
But one of the celebrities on this list, Frank has taken away. And it is what, now again, I shouldn't put it that way because Frank does not kill these celebrities. He loves them. It's his curse to have to go and reap their souls and take them away to the distribution center. Do we have a contestant?
We do. Jane is here.
Jane, good morning.
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 How are you, Jane?
Well, I'm fine. I'm just fine.
Good to hear.
That's good to hear, Jane. Now, Jane, if you identify the dead celebrity on this list, you will win a prize which Gina will tell you about right now.
It's 2 different sets of 4 packs of tickets. We've got the Auto Expo going on January 17th through the 20th, and the Travel Expo going on the 24th through the 25th.
All right, Jane, are you ready to play?
You bet.
Okay. Because it's World Day of War Orphans, Frank has given me a list of actors in movies about war orphans. Here we go. Number 1 on this list, Liv Ullmann, recognized as one of the greatest actresses of all time and known as the muse and frequent collaborator of filmmaker Ingmar Bergman. She acted in many of his films, including Persona, Cries and Whispers, Scenes from a Marriage, The Passion of Anna, and Autumn Sonata. She was in a movie called Two Lives about Norwegian war orphans raised in Germany. Number 1 is Liv Ullmann. Number 2, Goran Visnic, a Croatian-American actor best known as Dr. Luka Kovac in ER and Garcia Flynn in a TV show called Timeless. He was Risto, the Bosnian driver in Welcome to Sarajevo, and he appeared in The Courageous Heart of Irene Sandler, about a young Polish woman who saved the lives of many Jewish children in wartime Warsaw, Poland. Number 2, Goran Visnic. Number 3, Delroy Lindo. He had prominent roles in 4 Spike Lee films, Malcolm X, Crooklyn, Clockers, and Five Bloods. He was also in Get Shorty, The Cider House Rules, and Gone in 60 Seconds. The Cider House Rules is about a World War II veteran who runs an orphanage. Number 3 is Delroy Lindo. And finally on the list, Bob Hoskins. He played tough guy characters in The Long Good Friday, Mona Lisa, and Who Framed Roger Rabbit. He was in Pink Floyd The Wall, and he was Mario in the film Super Mario Brothers. He played a character named Sharky, who posed as a UNICEF rescuer of war orphans, but was really part of a sinister world of child trafficking. Number 4, Bob Hoskins. Which one, Jane, is dead?
I think it was Bob.
Bob Hoskins is correct. He died in 2014 at the age of 71. His death makes you a winner.
His death makes you a winner?
That's right.
That's terrible.
I know. But
Thanks,
you
Bob
know,
Hoskins.
But you know what, Gina? This game is terrible.
It really is.
Yes.
Well, this terribleness has got you some tickets to both the Travel Expo and the Auto Expo.
Okay, Jane?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hang on the line. Well, Frank, you must be bone tired. Forgive the...
you. I'm going to go check on Rowan Atkinson today.
Oh,
Mr.
man.
Bean?
70 today.
I would have thought he was older than that.
Yeah. I'll be putting on some rubber gloves and checking on Norman Reedus as well.
Yeah, please.
56.
Even you could be infected.
He's
Indeed.
fine.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank. Goodbye.
A crash on the exit ramp, I-15 northbound Pioneer Crossing at American Fork. The right shoulder is blocked there. That seems to be the only accident that UDOT is reporting, but Infiniteam, we're always looking to you for help letting us know what's happening on the roads. You do that via text at 33986.
All right. We have sports coming up after these messages. Sports with Amy Donaldson. Stand by for that. KXRK Provo.
The views expressed on X96's Radio from Hell show do not necessarily reflect the opinions of broad...
In Payson says there's too much sport. There's so much sports. It's lots and lots of sports.
Can there ever be too much sport?
In Payson specifically.
In Payson, yeah.
They're very competitive.
Yeah, I think there can be too much sports.
Hey,
but,
it's Amy Donaldson.
Oh, is this sponsored?
No, we should just do it.
All right.
Amy Donaldson Sports. Break.
Well, here she is, Amy Donaldson Sports Break.
There you go.
Amy is a sports reporter, a crime reporter, a podcaster. Her podcast is wide acclaim for your podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Making of a Moment.
Making of a Moment. You can, and then you can also still listen to 2 seasons of The Letter.
There you go.
Working on a new one.
And she's a gift giver.
And I got a gift for you
What
guys.
is this?
What is it?
Oh, my.
Here, you can give that to Bill.
Okay, there you go.
It is an air freshener.
Yeah.
If get a close up on this one.
Amy and Ed's faces, air freshener.
Amy and Ed's faces.
That's from the Sugar Bowl.
Wow.
That's your pre-college football air freshener.
And your scent is Island Breeze. So
you
apparently
are Island
Amy and Ed smell like an island
You know what?
breeze.
That's why when we do our podcast, Who Lives in the Basement, that will be the scent, Island Breeze.
When
You'll
is this-
smell as you listen.
When is this going to start?
We'll send you a sample.
Please.
Yes, we have one sample.
Okay.
So we have literally 4 people in our basement right now. So yeah, maybe we'll interview.
Do you know who they are?
I do. I'm not sure Ed does.
Well, those people down there.
He just wonders when people walk in. He just assumes they live there, so he doesn't worry about it.
Good guess.
All right. Well, let's get to sports,
You
shall
know.
we?
Yes, we should. College football playoffs proved that we needed a tournament all along. In the first round of the college football playoffs, the teams seeded 5 through 8 all won. In the next round, they all won again. So much for being a number 1 seed. All the top 4 seeds got byes, as everyone remembers. Didn't help them. So the semifinals are now set.
Can you explain to me what seeding is really?
Well, so the seeding obviously was based on the votes, like the college football playoff committee votes. So it used to be that's how we determined who made the playoffs.
Right.
So the top 4 teams would be the vying for a championship.
Because it's
Now-
not just who had the most wins and losses.
Well, it
They
can't
have-
be
it
because
can't
there's
be, so they
ties,
have
yeah.
to be other factors they use.
And everybody
to-
doesn't play everybody, so it's not like a normal a basketball league or something. So the college football playoff committee creates a ranking system, and they use strength of schedule and who would bring them the most money. I mean, I think it definitely is a factor, even though they don't admit it. And so they rank them, and they rank them 1 through 8, and the one with the worst seed, number 8, Ohio State, is now the favorite to win the national college football playoffs. So you have next Thursday in the Orange Bowl, number 6 Penn State will be playing number 7 Notre Dame. And Notre Dame annihilated Georgia, and that was a game affected by the terror incident.
Oh, yeah.
And having been to that bowl, the sugar bowl. That's where your
Mhm.
air freshener photo comes
Yes.
from. And I picked a really good photo too.
That is a
It was
good one.
like,
I'm tweeting it out so people can
yeah,
see it.
my there were a few that might have been funnier, but I just didn't want those out in the world. So I'm not great at selfies. Let's just say, okay, that I have a lot of bad selfies on my phone. But yeah, it's such a crowded. So many
Very
people,
condensed.
and it's such a big deal that people who are not even going to the game are there to kind of enjoy the atmosphere. It's 2 or 3
Oh, I
days
see.
leading up, and yeah, I don't. I mean, it's. I had friends that were there. It was really devastating, and yeah, they delayed the game by a day. But anyway, so number 7, Notre Dame will be playing Bill Allred's school. He'll be.
Penn State.
Yeah. And then on Friday.
I own Penn State.
You do?
My
Good.
school.
That's your school. Friday, the Cotton Bowl will be number 5, Texas versus number 8, Ohio State.
That Texas, who did they play?
The other guys.
Arizona State.
Yes. Yeah. Oh,
Was
yeah.
such a good game.
That was the best game.
Holy cow. That was a good game.
I think that was the best playoff game.
Yeah.
Yeah, by far.
Football. Watch it every day on TV.
So, yeah, I mean, it's, and then Ohio State just
That
annihilated.
was a horrible game.
The Oregon
Horrible
game was 41-21. That was, that was a
Even
terrible.
that
But double
scored
overtime in that Arizona State game. That was a great game. So, yeah, it's, I think it just proves that we needed a college football playoff, and we should probably expand it because it's just better to see the teams advancing because they won rather than what somebody thinks they might do in the playoffs.
But it ruins the Rose Bowl, doesn't it?
No, I don't think it did. I don't think if you go to the Rose, listen, everyone's always argued it makes these bowls less important. Why does that matter? I would rather have like a real champion, and everyone's still making money. It's still special. It's still all the things. Why do I care if some rich person gets richer because they're in this bowl situation?
And to me, they're all unimportant.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
no, you do love the Pool and Weed Eater Bowl, right?
I
So,
do, but
yeah.
and I like the Rose Bowl because it's in Pasadena, and I like
and it has a
Pasadena.
parade.
There is
I
a
like
parade, but
I
that's
like the
it.
Pop-Tarts Bowl, where
Yeah.
the trophy was actually a toaster.
I like the Tampax Bowl myself, but
Do
you
they're
get
getting
it?
rid of that, and they're trying to do it like the Procter and Gamble. They don't want to claim us, so I'm continuing to call it that.
Well, anyway.
But anyway, you have also BYU beat Colorado. Everybody probably knows we have had a break, so 36-14, really fun game, and BYU looked great. I mean, if they expand the playoffs, they would have been in, and who knows what would happen, right? NFL playoffs also set. Kansas City and Detroit are top 2 seeds in their in the conferences, so they're going to be. They have a bye. The other 12 teams are playing wild card games this weekend. Super Bowl. Put it on your calendar, Carrie, February 9th. You'll be planning a Super Bowl party.
Yes.
The games, so Saturday you have the Chargers versus Houston, you have Pittsburgh versus Baltimore, and you have Denver versus Buffalo. That's a 7 and a 2. I recommend that game.
Is it too far out for you to predict the Super Bowl? Who will be there?
Who I think will be there?
Yeah.
Well, obviously I want to see Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl, so I'm going to pick the Chiefs.
I know you
But
both
they
will.
have a good chance anyway, though.
Yeah, I'm sure Very Important Sports will tweet out his pick, but
See if he texts
yeah,
me.
so we'll see. But yeah, you got. But I mean, honestly, I'm really loving Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley is having a career year.
That's great.
I love Jalen Hurts is one of my all-time favorites. He's was an Alabama quarterback. He went down with an injury, and Tua Tagovailoa came in for him. He lost his starting position to that kid. Ended up transferring, but one of the nicest people in football.
Who's Goff? Who's he quarterback?
Jared Goff is
Buffalo.
No.
No, he's not Buffalo. That's
No.
Josh Allen.
Oh, that's Josh Allen.
Yeah. And now that you said that, he's at the Lions, right? Was he?
I think
don't know.
so.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was just watching a little bit of that game on the
Yeah.
weekend, and he's really good.
Yeah. So, and then you have number 6 and Washington against number 3 Tampa Bay, and then you have Minnesota and the Rams. Rams are another team I like for a lot of reasons, but there's some really interesting, good stories on the Rams. So I always cheer for the storylines.
Sure.
And I'm kind of tired of the Chiefs, but do I want to see Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl to annoy every football
Why would
dude
you be
in
tired
the-
of the Chiefs?
Well, just because
they won
I
a
love an
lot.
underdog. I'm a sports person. I love to see people who never have won before.
I think
Yeah.
if they get to this third Super Bowl, they're an underdog because I can't imagine that they can win 3 Super Bowls.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I
got pounded yesterday by Denver.
Well,
they didn't play.
None
of the starters
lineup
played.
They all rested.
They all rested. And that's, again, argument, in my opinion. The NFL is going the way of the NBA by putting too many games out there, so they're less meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, if you've tried buying a ticket for an NFL game or an NBA game, it's silly. Let's rein in the games, make them more meaningful, and that will lower the prices.
I like the good old days when the winner of the AFL and the winner of the NFL played for the Super Bowl.
There you go. There we go. Let's throw back.
Yeah.
When Bill's in charge. After Penn State wins the national championship, which I hope they do not, please. But, yeah. So let's see. We got the Jazz with a depleted roster as well. They had no problem. They're doing a terrible job tanking this weekend as they win back-to-back. So they went on a road trip, played 3 games, and won 2 of them. They beat the Heat 136-100, and then last night they won 105-92. Bryce Sensabaugh is having an amazing game. If you're not following Sarah Todd on all the socials, she gives you a very interesting view of a tanking team. I'm very much enjoying it. I did not think I would be enjoying tanking this much. But yeah, apparently there's like all kinds of stuff, including some connection to Miss America. I highly recommend her as well.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah. Next up for the Jazz is at home versus the Atlanta Hawks tonight. I think that's tonight. It might be tomorrow. But Utah women's basketball. They beat Iowa State. Big, huge win for them, 75-67. They're having an amazing season. They are now 13-2. May Touré, 6'3" forward. She had 24 points. I think she was big in both their last 2 games. They played Iowa State. My very first women's tournament on the road, NCAA tournament, was at Iowa State, and which is when I realized I needed GPS because there's no mountains in Iowa. I don't know if you know this, but I only know the direction of travel because of mountains and ocean, and in the Midwest, that's not an option. So I went back to the airport. This is before phones, and said, "Give me a GPS."
You have to look up where the sun comes up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you need something. So, but I had never seen 30, 40,000 people at a women's game, and it was an unbelievable experience. But that win for Utah at Iowa State breaks a 12-game Big 12 streak for the Cyclones.
And
So
the Jazz is tomorrow, by the way.
Is it tomorrow? Yeah, it's huge win for them. They host number 12 Kansas State here at John M. Huntsman Arena Wednesday at 7 p.m. Men's basketball did not do as well. They lost to Texas Tech on Saturday, 93-65. They're now 8-5. They take on number 3 Iowa State at 6 p.m. tomorrow. BYU women lost Saturday to number 18 West Virginia, 66-53. Next up for them, they're hosting Houston on Wednesday. And then BYU men, they lost to number 14 Houston, 86-55. Texas Tech on Tuesday for them at 7 p.m. You should also support and adopt a pup this weekend or a kitten at the PetSmart downtown. By the Chuck E. Cheese, if you know where the Chuck E. Cheese is.
Well, of course.
The big one. There's a Chuck E. Cheese?
There is. And they actually have decent pizza. I'm saying salad bar, not so good, but the pizza is decent. And you can free refills on the drinks, But definitely take your hand sanitizer, my recommendation.
Yeah, absolutely.
And come and adopt a pup from Cause this weekend. Saturday, 11 to 3, I have 2 beautiful labs looking for their people.
Lovely. Little puppies?
They are not puppies. They are 3-ish-year-old ladies who need active hiker, runner people.
Okay. All right.
Thank
Amy
you.
Donaldson, AD on Sports.
Enjoy your island breeze.
Thank you. You are an island breeze. All right. Traffic, Gina.
Traffic, and then we have a damn contest. Adam called us this morning, and here's the official story about it. Train versus pedestrian crash in Orem this morning was a fatality. Riders who take front runner spanning Utah to Weber County should expect significant delays throughout the morning. When there's a fatality, they shut everything down while they're investigating it, so that will be an issue for a while for you this morning. Crash on the exit ramp from I-15 northbound to Pioneer Crossing and American Fork. The right shoulder is blocked. And whatever you're seeing on the roads, you can text us and let us know. 33986 is where you do that.
All right. Let's see. We've got boners coming up. Here are the candidates you'll be voting for. Boner candidate number 1. Well, because that's what Hooters girls do. Boner candidate number 2. He is a petulant baby. And boner candidate number 3. These guys are so dumb and so careless.
All right. We got some big boy news and innuendo and boner of the day all coming up after these messages and a song.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
This is the segment where we let you get things off your chest. And sometimes we do some personal ones, get it off our chest, too. Things that must go. These are things that are bugging you, things that you just can't stand anymore, and you say, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to send it to Radio from Hell. I'll put it down in an email, send it to Radio from Hell. If they read it on the air, that'll make me feel better. And sometimes we get reports that these things that must go magically disappear from people's lives. So send Radio from Hell, send it to radiofromhell at x96.com, put must go on the subject line. I'll start today. I've got one of my own, and it's kind of delicate, so bear with me. But when you sit down on the commode to do what you have to do, and then you stand up, and the backs of your thighs have kind of stuck to the.
You've been there a while.
Yeah, sometimes, and it kind of lifts the seat, the lid up. And it's you go, oh God, I hate that. I just hate it. That must go. Let's see. This one says, when there is a public restroom that's super dirty, but you have to use it anyway because you've got to pee really bad. That must go. When there is no hook to hang your purse on in the said dirty bathroom.
Yes, I hate that.
And while we're on the subject of public bathrooms, big gaps in bathroom doors need to go. And then finally, this one it says, when you bite into a big hamburger and everything starts to slide out the other end. This one, howdy, it's Laura from Texas. I would just like one thing to go, if I may. I would love for people to stop wishing Texas bad things. Now, trust me, we've all been guilty of making snide remarks about Texas, wishing it would float away or self-destruct. But remember, there are thousands of people in Texas not able to move. They're financially bound to this place, and even if they wanted to leave to another state that aligns better with their values, they don't have the means to do it.
Okay.
There are many others like me who may have the ability to move but choose to stay and attempt to make the state a better place. How can we create positive change if we all leave for greener pastures? We need to stay and help those who do not have the ability to help themselves, thereby helping ourselves. I have never liked the saying, if you don't like it, leave. Change doesn't happen by giving up or giving in. Sincerely, Texas Laura. And then finally this, longtime listener, second-time contact. The military-grade plastic that encases smaller batteries, such as watch batteries or the very common CR2032 batteries. The plastic casing is so thick that you have to use a utility knife to cut into it at the risk of cutting yourself as you're trying to get this battery out of the casing. I understand that they do this to prevent children from swallowing and getting sick from the batteries, but maybe the stores could just have an adults-only section for batteries. Timbo! That's it. Jerry?
All right, a couple from the foot of Mount Doom. First of all, jaywalkers that casually cross the street when there's a line of cars waiting for them. You're breaking the law. Hurry up. Yeah. And mine, smoke alarms must go.
What?
Until we get a better design.
Yeah.
Because it never fails. The battery will go out 2 hours before your alarm is set to go off in the morning.
Yeah.
So you can't sleep.
Nope.
You can't get back to sleep because you know you got to get up in an hour anyway. And The 9-volt battery, I need an engineer to explain why we still need these. I suspect that it's big smoke alarm that's keeping the 9-volt battery, because I don't use it for anything else. Anyway, this one from does not say. Oh, it's Shane. Say my name if you must. A few things that must go. First, Flavor Flav for not shouting, "Yeah, boy," after singing the national anthem. Next, video games and modern systems. You have to load them, wait for the download to finish, read the 50-page legal document, agree to the policy, register with an email, phone number, date of birth, blood type. Damn it, I just want to play the thing. I miss the old days when you could just put a cart or a disc in, turn on the power, and you're set. Shoulder day in the gym must go because the pain, the pain sucks, but are the gains good? Lastly, I've lost 84 pounds in a year and a half.
Wow.
So Carrie must go because of his ringing endorsement of Jenny's ice cream. Damn you, Mr. Jackson. My inner fat guy craves that delicious stuff. Let's see, this one from Bob. This one was written yesterday. Today being Halloween, I came upon a must go. One may think that it relates to trick-or-treating or other Halloween issues. It has nothing to do with Halloween, but instead Christmas. I work at the University of Utah, and a department has their student space fully decorated for Christmas on Halloween, tree and all. Why can't we get through Halloween or even Thanksgiving before we decorate for Christmas?
Amen.
Thank you, Bob. And this one from Johnny B. Things must go. The method for opening those reusable envelopes, a.k.a. my electric bill, must go. Too often I find myself picking at the paper pull strip after attempts of pulling it from either side, and results in failure. Also, my insomnia must go as I am writing this at 3 a.m.
Oh, sorry.
Gina?
Well, first one is mine. It's the tyranny of soccer again.
Oh, yes.
So as it gets colder, we pivot to practicing inside. There are not anywhere near enough indoor soccer practicing venues. So what happens is they schedule everybody at the few that we have. The younger kids get the early practices because they're younger. Now that Muhammad is 15, he's on the older side. His practice in Harriman doesn't even start until 9 o'clock at night. Starts at 9 o'clock.
You parents need to do something about this.
I know what you can do about it. Have him pretend that he's 7.
Let's see. Hello, lords and lady. First, a quick disclaimer. Holiday season's on the way. I'm a cashier at a major retail chain, and I understand it's my job to work with people. However, it's working with people. Just because we're paid doesn't make it okay for people to be careless or outright jerks to employees.
Yeah.
One thing that must go is customers who open unpurchased packages of food and drink and take empty package to the cashier. They have walked around the store and eaten or consumed whatever. And putting aside the debate on whether or not it's theft, it's gross.
What?
Don't do that. Don't just eat and walk through the store. This from Jen. Hi, friends. I've been traveling a lot lately, and these olfactory-related things must go. People wearing too much perfume or cologne on planes, buses, shuttles, or any confined spaces. Heavily scented air fresheners. I'm talking to you, Uber and Lyft drivers. Scented hotel soap. Thanks for letting me listen from Tennessee, California, Georgia, and Florida. And finally this. A boss who thinks they can solve problems with food. How about you put that money into our paychecks, please?
Yes.
No more parties if we're not getting paid what we should be getting paid.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
In 1979, Elvis Costello released his third studio album, his second with the Attractions, Armed Forces, featuring all kinds of great songs on it. Accidents Will Happen, Senior Service, Oliver's Army, Green Shirt, and that one, What's So Funny About Peace, Love, and Understanding.
Written by Nick Lowe.
Yes.
That's perfect for today. Insurrection Day.
Yeah.
It's the official title of...
Insurrection
Yep.
Day. All right, so there you go. Time now for Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, January 6, 2025. We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. And once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky random Boner voters will receive.
Can't buy it. Got to win it. Radio from Hell Boner T-shirt.
It's Insurrection Day. Shouldn't we sack something? Maybe we should sack something. Here's Boner candidate number 1. Well, because that's what Hooters girls do. Hooters waitress turning heads for all the wrong reasons after being pulled over for drinking and driving and then trying to flirt her way out of a DUI. Body cam footage of Sophia Gabrielle, a Sarasota, Florida Hooters waitress, has taken the internet by storm after her chaotic, flirty attempt to avoid being arrested. The saga shows the server's increasingly wild antics after being pulled over following a night of drinking. At one point, the body camera footage, the server is heard telling the responding officer, Dave, we're going to make out, as she repeatedly calls the officer Daddy, telling him, I'll do anything for you. The officer laughs. Later on the video, the server attempts to get the officer's cell phone number. As her intense flirting continues, in a final attempt, she leans in during her arrest, asking the officer, what? Are you afraid I'm going to grab your junk?
Hey.
The officer declined her. Despite doing everything he could to avoid getting in trouble with the law, everything she did to avoid getting in trouble with the law, she still got a ticket. But it's almost pathetic to watch her. You know, she's lifting up her shirt to show that she has a Hooters shirt on underneath that. But that's because that's what Hooters girls do, I guess.
I want to kiss you.
Boner, Joe Namath, yeah. I want to kiss you.
I want to kiss you.
Boner candidate number 2, he's a petulant baby. That's why this happens. Donald Trump has expressed frustration that flags will be flying at half staff when he takes office later this month. It's an action put in place by President Joe Biden to honor the late President Jimmy Carter, who died Sunday at the age of 100. It is not a timeline that Trump can do anything about until after he takes office. Because here's what to know about why flags are lowered when a president dies, who can issue that order, and how long the process lasts. The flags are flown at half staff. Biden ordered them that way in honor of Jimmy Carter, an honor that indicates that the country or the state is in mourning. The U.S. flag code says there are parameters for lowering the U.S. flag to half staff, including a 30-day period for current or former presidents.
There you go.
To cover flags at federal government buildings and their grounds, as well as at U.S. embassies and other facilities abroad.
That should be the end of it.
Flags can be lowered to commemorate the death of other officials, including the vice president, Supreme Court justices, and members of Congress. They can also be ordered lowered in other circumstances.
I think when Mr. Rogers died, they lowered it.
They did.
Yeah.
I believe, yes.
On Friday, Trump posted on social media, Democrats are all giddy about the notion that the flags will be lowered.
I mean, we kind of
when I take office as president. No, I'm not. No. It's a sad occasion. It doesn't make me happy that Trump's upset about it. He's just a petulant baby. Nobody wants to see this. No American can be happy about it. Let's see how it plays out. Make America great again. Yes, by getting rid of you.
Ugh.
What a child.
Well, it's all about optics for him. Yeah. You know, that's what it is.
And then you know what he will do. I wonder if he'll dare to do it. He will.
Oh, yeah.
That when he is sworn in, he'll say, let's get those flags back up, because he can do that.
He's been emboldened. He'll do it.
Boner candidate number 2. He's just a petulant baby.
I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, when he's being sworn in, and what's the last line? Is it "So help me God" or something like that?
Yeah.
That the flags go up. I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
And when is the official funeral?
He's in state right now.
Right.
For a week.
I'm just wondering.
I can't remember. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
I think it's before.
That's what I was wondering.
It's before the 20th.
Yeah.
Coming up in a moment, Boner Candidate number 3. These guys are so dumb and so careless.
All right. Boner Candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big Boy News and Opinioendo brought to you by
Feldman's Deli, Utah's authentic Jewish deli with expanded hours, now open Tuesday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8:30 p.m., breakfast till 10:30, lunch, dinner, live music Fridays and Saturdays. More information at feldmansdeli.com.
January 9th. This is funeral.
Okay.
Tragedy. He was one of a kind. He was an original. He will be missed. Passed away at the tender age of 30 years old. Perry, the miniature donkey who served as the model for the character Donkey in Shrek, has died. According to Palo Alto Online, Perry was euthanized at his home at Bull Park Pasture after battling laminitis, which is a painful hoof disease.
I asked Frank Christ, because I didn't think Frank took him. I said, is there a different reaper for celebrity animals? He said, yes, it's Rin-Tin Christ.
Rin-Tin Christ?
Yes.
Rin-Tin Christ? The dog who saved Hollywood?
Yeah.
At the time of his passing, he was in the company of his longtime donkey friends, April and Buddy. I mean, poor Perry. Let's see. Here we go. Since the Supreme Court has revived a lawsuit filed by 94 women, this is the Utah Supreme Court, filed by 94 women against their Utah OBGYN, more than 100 additional women have joined the case, claiming that they, too, were sexually assaulted by David Broadbent. There are now 217 women listed as plaintiffs in the civil suit, including one woman who claims that Broadbent gave her an exam and then sexually assaulted her in the fall of 2022 when he was not legally allowed to be practicing medicine. Months earlier, Broadbent had agreed with state officials that limits would be placed on his license while Provo police investigate. Okay.
How would any woman go to him for any reason at all?
Provo police investigated sexual assault allegations against him. According to the stipulation, Broadbent committed to not practice as a physician in any way or manner while the investigation was going on. Well, the woman alleges in the amended lawsuit that Broadbent saw her during her first pregnancy appointment and, I'm not going to read that.
Nope.
Yeah, did something that I am not going to say on the radio during her exam. She alleged that he also asked to take a photo to document, and then said she refused after Broadbent pulled out his personal cell phone to take the photo. So he's a piece of work, isn't he?
Put him in jail.
He will go. After a year after 2 attempts to bar pride flags from being displayed in classrooms in Utah failed, Utah's supermajority Republican legislature will once again weigh whether the symbol representing the LGBTQ plus community can fly at schools.
My God.
Under flag display amendments introduced by Representative Trevor Lee of Layton and made public Thursday, K through 12 public and charter schools would only be allowed to hang flags listed in the bill, including the U.S. flag, the state flag, flags of Native American tribes, military flags, flags of other countries, and flags for colleges and universities. Flags temporarily displayed as part of the school's approved curriculum would also be permitted. If a parent complains about a non-sanctioned flag and a school board doesn't resolve the grievance within 10 days, the bill would give the parents the right to sue.
I'm glad they're taking up the big problems of the state and their
pollution. That's we'll be okay.
And I'll remind people again, having a rainbow flag, a pride flag, does not mean you are gay. All it means is we love you, we see you,
we sympathize.
This is a safe place for you.
Exactly.
So if a child that is LGBTQ is in a classroom that sees a flag, the only thing that happens is they feel safe. And why is that a bad thing?
Gina, you're missing the fact that most teachers now require students to get up and pledge allegiance to the LGBTQ+.
I don't think
and it's happening in classrooms all across the state. And then they have them go in and use the sandbox in the bathroom.
Yeah, this Trevor Lee is.
Oh, he's horrible.
He's one of the worst.
With 16 days left in a political career that spanned half a century, President Joe Biden on Saturday conferred one of the nation's highest honors on core members of the political, financial, and celebrity establishment of which he has long been a part. Biden awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom to 18 people, including some of the brightest lights of the old guard that President-elect Trump has said he wants to tear down. In so doing, the 82-year-old president is sending an unmistakable message of support for a democratic order that he has said is threatened by Trump's re-election. Let's remember our sacred effort continues, and to keep going, as my mother would say, we have to keep the faith, he told the crowd at the White House. Among those receiving the award were Hillary Clinton.
Can I tell you what?
Trump has threatened to jail. Robert F. Kennedy, the assassinated senator whose son has embraced Trump. George Romney, the late father of former Senator Mitt Romney, who repeatedly rejected Trump's actions and philosophy after Trump wouldn't let him be Secretary of State.
Here's what incoming Vice President and classy guy J.D. Vance said about this.
Another piece of work.
You know, rather than maybe just not saying anything, saying, well, what next? Is he going to have a Pol Pot and Count Chocula? Is he going to give them...
What?
Yes.
Shut up. Your guy gave Rush Limbaugh one. Okay?
Other people receiving it, George Soros. Well, it's about time our fine friend...
Our overlord.
Did we get our last check from him?
Also, Bono, Michael J. Fox.
Deserved.
Magic Johnson. And let's see who else. Lionel Messi. He did not attend, but he received one of the awards. Who else? Oh, Anna Wintour, who was editor, magazine editor.
Again, none of these complaints, all right? Rush Limbaugh, come on.
Kerry, for you.
Yes.
In April of last year, Logan Van Hoon, I think it is, began chipping away at a big project. This is in Spanish Fork.
Okay.
I don't think we should have to lose everything from the past just to accommodate everything for the future, he said. I did this in honor of my grandma, who was class of 76, and so that we wouldn't lose this big piece of Spanish Fork history.
Oh.
The old Spanish Fork High School was torn down in June, giving Mr. Van Hoon barely 1 month to get every tile of the 1976 mural off the wall. Once he found out that no one had decided they would save it, he said. After we chipped out all of the tiles, got them off the wall, we had them in bags, and then they had to be washed because they were all dusty from the grout. And our big design of the Dawn riding the horse was all in different bags, and it was all different pieces, so we wouldn't mess that up. So we're using all the right pieces in the right spot. It was like a big puzzle. So they knew what...
if you go to x96.com/live, you can see a picture of it.
So that would be a big project, but they put the various parts in different bags, so they knew how to put it back together.
It's a big mural. It was in the gym, in the big gym, the entryway. But so now they're putting it up in the new school.
I'm glad they wanted to save it.
Yeah. Let's see.
But what about the rock?
Out front, right?
Yeah, should be.
By the way, the number of murders keep falling. This year, statistics show that the number of murders have gone down. And then it says here, but fear of crime persists. Why would that be?
Fox News.
And President Trump. And, hundreds of animals were killed in a Dallas shopping center fire. More than 500 animals, most of which were small birds. The 579 animals in the pet shop at Plaza Latina in northwest Dallas died from smoke inhalation, said fire rescue spokespeople. And a woman died after, I don't want to do that story. No, I'm not going to. Gina, here's good news for you.
What's that?
The last taboo in women's beauty, facial hair, it's now being more accepted. Women are,
But I had the laser hair removal.
They're letting their mustaches show.
I'm going to have to get a fake mustache.
You can thank Timothy Chalamet for that.
All right, that's it.
Weather, traffic.
Okay, so we've got a chance, about a 50% chance of rain earlier in the day, changing over to snow later on after about 5. It'll be warm today, 42 for a high. That's why it'll be rain during the day, but we'll get down in the 20s this evening. And that could change that over to snow. Looks like this is the only chance for a storm, or a significant one anyway. Looking all the way into Friday, I don't see anything else going on. So that's your weather. Traffic, we have, just a reminder, there was a train versus pedestrian crash in Orem this morning. That was a fatality. Riders who take front runner spanning Utah to Weber County should expect significant delays throughout the morning due to that. Crash northbound Redwood Road at the ramps to the 201 freeway. 3 left lanes are now blocked on northbound Redwood Road. Use an alternate route to get onto westbound 201. And somebody says, rest easy, Carrie. They saved the rock.
They did? Okay, good.
So I guess that's
Thank you.
that's a phew. It's a close one. That's traffic.
Thank you.
Here's boner candidate number 3. These guys are so dumb and so careless. Texas. Following the death of former U.S. President Jimmy Carter, many leaders around the world offered their condolences to the Carter family. However, Texas Governor Greg Abbott, catching some heat for his initial statement on Sunday afternoon. In his original statement, which has now been removed from the governor's Twitter account, Governor Abbott mistakenly sent condolences to the late Rosalind Carter, the former First Lady who died in November of 2023. Abbott started the statement by describing Carter's great legacy as a husband, a father, a naval officer, governor, and Nobel Prize winner. The original statement ended with, quote, Cecilia and I send our prayers and deepest condolences to First Lady Rosalind Carter and the entire Carter family. He apparently had no idea that she had died
a couple of years ago.
Boner candidate number 3. These guys are just dumb and careless.
All right. Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Well, that's because that's what Hooters girls do. It's a Hooters waitress in Florida trying to get out of a traffic ticket by offering sex to a cop, and just a pathetic display of her drunkenly trying to do that. Boner candidate number 2. He's a petulant baby. Donald Trump upset that flags are at half-staff to honor Jimmy Carter, and they will be at half-staff during his inauguration. And boner candidate number 3, these guys are so dumb and so careless.
Yes.
Greg Abbott.
All right. Time for you to vote for your boner of the day. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text. And text that to 33986. Oh, here they come. Or you can call Katie in the producer's booth. She'll take your live voice vote at 877-602-9696. Or you can go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, January 6, 2025. Click and vote. And if you don't see that box, refresh your browser. It'll appear. You've got like 300 seconds to get your vote in. Maybe less than that, actually. So get your vote in. Bill Frost telling us what's on TV this week coming up at 8 o'clock. Beat Gina on the way as well. Stand by for all of that.
Yeah, you listen to Radio from Hell in your car, but...
You're not going anywhere, bub. Your job is to stay right here and play along with somebody's favorite game show, Beat Gina. I mean,
Johnny, if you don't mind, real quick,
yes.
we need Gina to say some words.
I'm sorry. There's a you understand sponsorships and stuff, Johnny. I know you're about to read one as well.
I'll start again.
Christopher's Prime Steakhouse. Go to christophersut.com, located at 110 West Broadway.
Oh, no, you don't. You're not going anywhere, bub. Your job is to stay right here and play along with somebody's favorite game show, Beat Gina. I mean, somebody must have it as a favorite, right? I'm your announcer, Johnny Yola, and everyone agreed he was a nice chap. But somehow, no one ever had room for him. The car was already full when he needed a ride. The bridge table already arranged. A dance already promised. And then one day, he discovered his trouble. Why he never got any of these invitations. He had B.O. That's right, body odor. At once, he adopted a simple precaution, and now he's welcome everywhere. He knows the easy way to keep perspiration odorless. It's a risk we all run. People don't tell us when we're guilty of B.O. They merely avoid us. Remember, pores give off a quart of odor-causing waste daily, even on cool days. So adopt this easy, pleasant way to be safe. Wash and bathe with Lifebuoy. Lifebuoy's creamy, abundant antiseptic lather cleanses and purifies pores and ends every trace of BO. And thousands of delighted women say Lifebuoy is a wonderful complexion soap, too. Lifebuoy purifies. From Lever Brothers Company, Lifebuoy, the health soap, it stops body odor. And now, thousands of women and men, too, will tell you he's welcome anywhere, anytime. He's your Beat Gina host, Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're
Sorry about that rough start. That was my fault.
Well, that's all right.
All right. Anyway, the randomizer has chosen a contestant to play Beat Gina. Chrissy is on the phone. Hello, Chrissy. Let's get you in here.
Yay!
Hi, Chrissy. We're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage in the game. So let me get the coin toss app out. Heads or tails? Go ahead.
Tails.
Tails? All right. Let's see what the coin toss app says. Tails, Gina Barberi, as you can
Chrissy,
see.
you are one step closer to winning these tickets to see the Aces at the complex on October 21st.
All right.
Hey.
So the first question goes to Chrissy, which means she controls the question. If she gets it correct, she gets the point. If not, Chrissy, I will allow Gina to answer it correctly and steal the point away. We'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. Now, if you beat Gina, you get those tickets to see the Aces. But if she beats you, what are you prepared to do in her name?
Donate $50 to a place of her choice.
Oh, nice. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, let's move on then. Chrissy, the first, it's potpourri, leftover questions that I didn't get to from last week. So the subjects will vary. The first subject is Pokemon trivia, Chrissy. What does...
Okay.
No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. What does Pokemon stand for? It means something. Is it 1, parents, we will take...
At 33986.
All right, 7:50. Time to award Boner of the Day.
It's brought to you in part by Emily Blunt's Turkey Bolognese.
Oh, nice.
And coming soon, don't miss the return of Lights, Camera, Brunch, our annual film-themed Not Safe for Work podcast with brunch, beers, and more, Sunday, January 26th at Squatters Pub. Space is limited. Buy your tickets at x96.com.
Ms. Blunt led me astray on her recipe, however.
Really?
Easy to prepare, she said. Takes about an hour and 15 minutes. Not so much. It was quite a bit more than that. Well, we had Boner candidate to number 1. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm using only one screen here today, and it's
hard to find things.
Hard to find things. Oh, there it is. So Boner candidate number 1 was because that's what Hooters girls do. Got a few votes. Not anything really significant, just a few. But the big winner was Donald Trump.
Yep.
And I keep not wanting to nominate him, but this was just so
egregious,
Trumpy.
Yes.
200 votes.
This is for the flag being flown for President Carter.
Being upset that the flag is at half staff, and it'll be at half staff for the inauguration.
That's your Boner of the Day for today, January 6, 2025. Now qualified to be Boner of the Week.
I watched the Golden Globes last night.
How was it?
Nikki Glazer did a great job.
She's
as the
resplendent.
host.
She's always good.
She did a great job.
She seemed okay, the little clips I've heard.
Yeah. I say this every awards show season. I don't know why the managers and agents of people don't tell them, if you win, don't thank me, please. Don't give a laundry list of names of people that nobody knows. The best awards speeches are the ones that are short, maybe a funny anecdote or a heartwarming, I owe this to my mother, but people that just get up and list, and Phil and John and Sue and don't do that. That is not.
Yeah.
Or my other pet peeve is people that go up with their phone and read the speech
off their phone.
Don't. I mean, if you have to write it down, have it on a piece of paper. You look like a teenager holding your phone up reading it. But the best speech came from Colin Farrell. And he followed my suggestion.
Did you talk to him beforehand?
Yeah. His speech was great because he thanked Carolina, craft services woman who kept him in every half an hour with the coconut water because he was so hot in the penguin costume. Like he said, Carolina, God bless you for keeping me in coconut water.
That's the only person he thought.
Well, and he thanked the makeup people. But I mean, I love that he pointed out one.
He thanked the makeup people for torturing him.
Yeah.
Let's see the winners. Emilia Perez. It's that musical with Zoe Saldana.
My wife watched that. She said she quite liked it.
Oh, is it available now?
Yeah.
The Brutalist. I saw a clip from that. I went to see Nosferatu, and they showed a trailer for The Brutalist, and it just looked so depressing. I thought,
well, it's a movie about architecture.
And it's 3.5 hours long.
Yeah. It's brutal, is what it is. By the way, Nosferatu, go see it. It is stunning.
I'll see it eventually.
Shogun, Hack, Baby Reindeer were among the big winners. Zoe Saldana, Fernanda Torres, Adrian Brody, Kieran Culkin, Gene Smart, Jeremy Allen White for The Bear, of course, Colin Farrell, Penguin, Sebastian Stan, Demi Moore for that
for the Substance.
She gave a great speech too.
Jodie Foster, Ali Wong were among the individual winners.
So Jodie Foster won.
Yeah.
For the
Night Country.
Night Country.
And as she's going up, Sofia Vergara said, "Again? No!" Because she lost to her
before. And then she was yelling during her speech.
Yeah.
Give me one! Shut up. Let Jodie have her speech.
Shogun was named Best Drama with Anna Sawai and Hiroyuki Sanada winning for their performances in the movie. Hacks nominated for the Best TV Series, Musical or Comedy.
The thing about that one.
Jean Smart took an award for her performance.
So they went up to take that, and they said, "Okay, we got to get out of here because we're filming the next season. We have a 6 a.m. call tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Nobody give Jean any alcohol tonight."
Don't give her a shot. If she asks for a shot, don't give her one.
It was very funny.
Baby Reindeer was the winner in the category Best Limited Series, and Jessica Gunning, who was just incredible in that series. She's the thing about that series I liked. I detested the subject matter and everything, but she was so good in that. She won an award for her performance. Kieran Culkin, Jeremy Allen White, Colin Farrell, individual winners. Let's see, what else have we got here? Trent Reznor and Attica Ross won for the original score for, what's Challenger?
That's the Zendaya,
the Zendaya
tennis movie.
The threesome movie.
Oh, yeah. And let's see, Viola Davis was presented with the Cecil B. DeMille Award. Ted Danson accepted the Carol Burnett Award at the Golden Globes inaugural Golden Gala. So a big night and a very, I guess, as Gina's indicated and most people say, was very entertaining for the most part.
Yeah, for a change. Isn't that nice?
As opposed to last year with Joe Coy, who was just a bomb.
Oh,
apparently.
it was horrible.
Totally bombed, yeah.
And he blamed his writers.
On stage.
Yeah. And I'd be hard-pressed to see if he could ever get anybody to write for him again.
I wouldn't. All right, traffic, Chief, please.
Crash I-15 northbound approaching the Bangor Highway exit. Vehicles are on the right shoulder. Crash northbound Redwood Road at the ramps on the 201 freeway. 3 left lanes are blocked there. You're going to need to find an alternate route to get on the 201. And just a reminder that there was a train versus pedestrian crash with Front Runner in Orem this morning. It is a fatality. Riders who take Front Runner spanning from Utah to Weber County should expect significant delays throughout the morning due to this accident. If you're seeing something, you can text us and let us know. 33986 is where you do that.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Right after this, Bill Frost will be here to tell us what's on TV this week. Stand by. KXRK Provo. Don't fight the dance party.
I can't dance.
You have to be good at it.
I won't dance. Don't ask me.
Do it when no one's looking.
Yeah, that's the secret because nobody wants to see it.
What about like slow dancing? Like romantic dancing? How about that kind of dancing?
Well, I can hang on to a woman, yeah.
I can hang on to a woman.
And I can rock back and forth.
Yeah,
That's
I can do
dancing?
that.
It's pretty easy, yeah.
You can do that.
That's my slow dancing. I hang on to her. You just move me around.
I would like to learn how to like couples dance.
Would you really?
I would.
Like ballroom dancing?
No, I mean just like yeah, just be able to, if you're at a party or a wedding or something and there's dancing, to be able to dance with my husband and
You
like
don't know how to do that?
I mean, other than doing what Carrie's doing,
Yeah.
it would be nice to.
The Frankenstein dance.
Yeah, it's essentially Frankenstein.
I mean, I don't want them to, swing dance and flip me up in the air. No, I just mean,
Jitterbug.
no, just a little.
Yeah.
Haven't you ever been at a wedding where there's always a couple or two that know what they're doing?
Yeah.
And you look at them and go, I wish.
No, I always think, God, those people are nerds.
It looks nice.
Everybody is secretly loathing and envious.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah.
I wish I could do that.
No, I gave up on, or dancing gave up on me a long time ago.
Well, a texter asks, is there a dance that you can do while seated? Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
That's something you could look into.
Okay.
Oh, there's a Tasmanian chair dance.
There's a Tasmanian chair.
The Tasmanian chair dance.
What's the dance they do at the Jewish weddings when you sit in the chair and
the
they
tarantella?
They walk you around the room.
I don't think that's just for
No?
everybody. No, I think you have to be a special guest.
Yeah.
I could sit in the chair and they could carry me around the room.
I think that's the tarantella.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
I love
do
that
believe
because
it.
I love that pasta.
And that's a translation of tarantula, and you dance around like you're stomping on tarantulas.
What?
I believe. Again,
Why carrying the chair? I
don't know. That's something I have no knowledge of, but I think that dance is the tarantella.
I was told once by a Hare Krishna that Krishna is responsible for all forms of dance.
Oh.
Because he was killing a many-headed snake, stomping on it with his feet.
Yeah.
It's Italian.
Tarantella is Italian.
Yes.
That's right. But they do it isn't that what they call the dance they do at Jewish weddings?
No.
No.
Okay.
The Romans used to do that dance, the tarantella.
Vision Studio. Provo, Ogden, Salt Lake City, Utah's original alternative, X96.
And it's forcing me to do something I don't want to do. to leave, to go out and just leave.
Like Coleman in Sandy did.
Sandy.
He's biting his pillow, waiting to hear a report from Bill Frost on TV.
About what to watch.
In Sandy. And it's brought to you by... we don't have it anymore. It's a new year.
Oh, no.
We don't have what?
A sponsor for Bill Frost.
Okay. But you could sponsor it if you'd like.
Then get out, Phil.
No sponsor, no spot.
Here he is, Bill Frost. He is a writer for the City Weekly. He is also a podcaster that's called TV Tan is the podcast. And he's a musician. The band is Magda Vega.
Yep.
And you can find most stuff that you need about Bill Frost where?
At billfrost.tv.
All right.
And, I want to apologize to the tens of listeners of TV Tan Podcast. We've had a very sporadic schedule over the holidays, but
It's the holidays.
We'll be back on track next week.
Sure.
For our Season 12 premiere.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Actually, a couple things that premiered while we were gone. Animal Control, the new season with Joel McHale. Funny show on Fox.
I feel like I'm the only person watching it, though.
Oh, no. We've made it to
It's
season
doing
3,
well?
so somebody's, it's doing okay.
All right.
But also the premiere of Dennis Leary's Going Dutch, which...
How was that? I haven't seen
It's actually not as bad as the promos make it look.
the description and the promos, I just go, what?
It's much better than the promos make it out to be.
Okay.
It's still not great. It's
Okay.
probably not going to last beyond a season, but it's not that bad.
I'd like Dennis Leary to have something.
Yeah, and Danny Pudi, too.
And Danny Pudi.
Yeah, also a new Kunk on Life, filming a Kunk on Netflix.
I watched it.
Premiered last week.
Brilliant as always.
Yeah. And last night, Mayfair Witches. Anne Rice's Mayfair Witches. It premiered on AMC. So there's stuff, new stuff already.
Over the holiday, I finished the Interview with the Vampire Season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, it was great.
Yeah.
So good.
Coming up tomorrow, a brand new series on Fox called Doc, starring Molly Parker.
I want nothing to do with this.
I like Molly Parker.
You don't
She's
care
good.
even a little bit.
She's good, but
She's just playing a doctor?
Listen to the plot.
It's a medical drama about a physician who has a traumatic brain injury, and she loses about 8 years or so worth of memories.
Why don't you want to watch that?
There's just nothing there. Nothing there.
And it's based on a true story. So she's trying to...
Oh, doesn't that?
Oh, now, see, I didn't know
Okay.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought, what a...
Because I've seen the ads for it where she's like, "Oh, there's my loving husband," and he's like, "We got divorced a long time ago." That's kind of interesting.
Yeah. On Wednesday on ABC, the much talked about Abbott Elementary, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia crossover episode on ABC.
Huh.
The crossover will continue sometime later this year with the new season of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And a new sitcom on ABC following it called Shifting Gears. It's Tim
This
Allen.
looks so bad. So bad.
But I said the same thing about Going Dutch, but Tim Allen is no Dennis Leary.
No, he's
Come
terrible.
On.
But Kat Dennings there though.
Yeah, I know, right?
We like her.
We got he's the widowed owner of a classic car restoration shop, and of course, yeah, and but then his estranged daughter, played by Kat Dennings, and her teen children are back in his life. I know.
Wait a minute, Kat Dennings has teen children?
Apparently, yeah. She's 38, so
I didn't.
She
realize.
could. It could happen.
Okay.
And also in here are Sean William Scott and Jenna Elfman.
Oh,
so the cast is good.
Good cast, but they have to work with Tim Allen.
I've heard that's not
Somebody
pleasant.
has to.
On Thursday on Netflix, a new series directed by Peter Berg of Friday Night Lights and various other things. It's called American Primeval.
This looks really good. good.
Yeah, it's a Western. It sounds like, there was a primeval sci-fi series, a British one, like long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, so this is not a sci-fi series. This is a Western starring
Betty Gilpin.
Betty Gilpin and Taylor Kitsch, and is set in 1857. It's basically trying to survive on the...
She's trying to go through the Wasatch Mountains and beset with native tribes and very angry Mormons.
Yeah.
And dysentery?
Maybe.
You have died of dysentery.
Betty Gilpin is great. If you ever saw that series where she played the nun.
Yeah.
She was good.
Oh, yeah. Also in here are Shea Wiggum. That's all I need to say. Shea Wiggum, he's great. Yeah.
Okay.
That's on Thursday on Netflix. Also on Thursday, yet another Cops on Call on Prime Video. This is another Dick Wolf procedural, but now he's going into streaming. Eric LaSalle, Lori Laughlin are they're Cops on Call, and it's a filmed sort of cinema verite style.
Don't care.
Sort of like you're there.
Oh, okay.
You're on the call, and no. Also, new John Wells procedural. It's like 1990 all over again.
He's the guy behind ER, right?
ER and Shameless and so many things. Noah Wiley stars as an overworked ER doctor in The Pit.
Okay, but he was on the ER.
That is PITT. This is ER, but it's in Pittsburgh. Hence the name The Pit.
Also the show I want nothing to do with.
Yeah. And going all the way to Sunday, if you haven't had your fill of awards shows yet, we've only had one.
It's the season.
It is the season. The 2025 Critics' Choice Awards on E! and Peacock, hosted by Chelsea Handler.
Oh.
She hasn't been around for a while.
That's right.
I think she might have hosted the last couple of ones. But I think it was on the CW. Now it's on E! In the Peacock.
All right. All right.
And that's kind of it for new stuff this week. But the show I'm really enjoying right now is The Agency on Paramount Plus.
Is it good?
Yeah, with Michael Fassbender.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a spy series.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And it's if you want that hyper political, wonky, if you miss Homeland.
Okay, that's good.
It's kind of a show for you like that.
All right.
And this new series that premiered, I believe it was last week, Laid on Peacock. Stephanie Sue.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, and what's her name from Girls? Zosha Mamet. Really funny. She's really good.
The whole cast is just terrific.
Yeah.
No, and it's a funny premise.
Yeah, it's like
and a nice cliffhanger too.
Yeah. A woman finds out that all of her previous boyfriends are dying.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
In the order she dated them.
In the order she had sex with them.
Yes.
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 That's the thing.
And also, and it premiered third season. I didn't know they were doing a third season of The Head. It's sort of a, it's on Max. It's a environmental thriller about, the planet's going to hell. And maybe we can
it's a documentary.
Yeah, well, could be, yeah.
It's called The Head?
The Head,
So it's about a toilet?
No.
You're going to hit the head?
There are toilets in it, but it's not about that.
Toilets featured.
And a show that I really enjoy, and I don't think anyone else does, The Rig premiered last week, season 2 on Prime Video.
It's an oil rig, right?
Yeah, it's a British, Scottish something production. It's about an oil rig crew who discovers something on the ocean floor. There's something alien. Something's happening down there.
So it's where do you find it?
It's on Prime Video.
Huh, I'll take a look.
And there's either an alien presence on the ocean floor, or it's something that's been there for centuries.
I'll take. I'm getting really bored with silos, so maybe.
Yeah,
but like for oil shows, I'm liking Landman though.
I know.
Yeah,
Billy Bob just Billy Bobbing his ass off all over the place.
He's so good in that.
And Allie Larder is really good in it.
She drives me,
but she's
crazy.
But she is great.
Oh my God!
Character.
Come on, Mother of the Year.
I watched that show with my husband, and I said, I can't even list all of the things I hate about this character. There are too many to mention.
But she made paella.
I finished Squid Game season 2.
I've been enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it as well.
I've seen a lot of complaints about it.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I think people are complaining because it's very much like the first one. I mean, it's
But at the same time, it's not.
they put some subtleties in it.
You know, wait until you get till. Have you finished it?
No, I'm only at
wait till you get till the end. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's gonna really kick off.
They filmed the second and third seasons back to back, so the third season will be premiering later this year, not 3 years from now.
And your list of
let's see.
It's not a number. It's just your opinion, the best TV.
You want to go through those since we have you?
The Penguin,
real quick. Yeah.
Penguin on HBO.
Colin Farrell won for that last night.
Yeah.
Fallout, which there'll be another one of those.
Yes.
Agatha All Along, which I have not seen.
Enjoyable.
English Teacher, which is really good.
Very funny.
Yeah. Say Nothing. Difficult to watch, but it is good.
It's The Troubles.
Yep, sure is. True Detective Night Country, and I know you guys liked it. I did not care for that season. It didn't do much for me. Interior Chinatown on Hulu,
which I need to start.
Yes.
Yeah. Also new and of note in 2024, After Midnight.
Taylor Tomlinson just bringing it.
Yeah.
She's terrific.
Bad Monkey, which was excellent. Clipped, which is good. Phantasmus.
It's a Julio Torres. If you saw Los Spookies.
Oh yeah.
The Franchise, Funny Woman, Grotesquerie, which I watched and quite liked.
Pretty bleak.
Yeah. High Potential, Chaos, Landman, A Man on the Inside, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Oh, that was excellent.
Yes.
I forgot about that. That
on
was
Prime
really
Video,
good.
yeah.
Is there going to be another one of those?
Yes.
Okay. Palm Royale, Shogun, which
Love
was
Shogun.
great.
That won a bunch of awards last
Sunny
was good.
Sweet Pea, Teacup, and Ted.
Ted on Peacock
series.
is actually surprisingly
Very
funny. Yeah.
Actually better than the movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
And a couple of those shows, about 3 or 4 of those shows have since been canceled.
Yeah.
So they were so good, they just couldn't go on.
They just couldn't go on. How do we top it?
All right, that's Bill Frost. You can read that column in more detail, plus other things at City Weekly, his podcast, TV 10, and look around. You'll see Magda Vega playing somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah.
All right.
BillFrost.tv.
Thank you very much. Traffic, Cheetah, please.
A multi-vehicle crash, I-15 southbound approaching 6 North exit in Salt Lake. 5 cars are blocking the right shoulder. Traffic is slow and backed up to Beck Street. Crash, I-15 northbound approaching Bangor Highway exit. Vehicles are on the right shoulder. And just a reminder, that train versus pedestrian crash in Orem this morning confirmed as a fatality. Riders who take front runner spanning Utah to Weber County should expect significant delays throughout the morning. Support for X96 comes from the Stateroom Presents, bringing 1960s-inspired R&B soul group 3 Sacred Souls to the Union Saturday, January 11th. Tickets are available at thestateroompresents.com.
All right. Beat Gina coming up after these messages. What is the prize that we have?
The prize of comedy. It's Sebastian Maniscalco tickets. He's coming to the Maverick Center on January 17th.
Go see Sebastian Maniscalco. You'll get tickets to see Sebastian Maniscalco. 877-602-9696. All you got to do is play Beat Gina. Get in line now. 877-602-9696. We'll also have some news for you coming up as well. Stand.
If you want to be living La Vida Loca, then tune away now, because it's time for Beat Gina. I'm your announcer, Johnny Ola. Are you suffering from cooties? Yes, cooties. They are a real thing.
Oh.
Cooties, also known as lice, graybacks, seam squirrels, and, well, modesty prevents me from using other names. They're cooties. They're gray, they're bloodsuckers, they live in blankets and clothes. They breed and lay eggs or knits in seams of clothing, especially the trousers and on the pubic hairs, like crab lice. If you do not get rid of them, They will cause sores and boils, and you will be an unpopular candidate for a hospital. But there is a cure. While taking a bath, your entire kit of clothing will be sterilized. Get a new identity tag gourd. Treat pubic crotch hairs twice daily with prophylactic salve. If you have many of them, the armpits too. We guarantee a cure in the 1-hour delousing station. If your friend has them, make him report to the delousing station now. Send for your delousing station immediately. I'm your announcer, Johnny Ola. And now, may I please to introduce the knit-free host of this show.
Thank you.
Carrie Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
All right. The randomizer has picked the contestants off of all three of our lines. Clark will be playing against you today, Gina. Hello, Clark.
Hi, Clark.
Good morning.
All right, Clark, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage in the game. Call it heads or tails, Clark.
Head.
All right, coin toss app says tails. Gina Barberi?
Hey, Clark.
Yeah.
You're going to have to fight really hard to try to win these Counting Crows tickets with Dashboard Confessional Friday, September 22nd at USONA Amphitheater.
So since Gina is right now in command of the game, what are you prepared to do in her name if she beats you?
I'll give $50 to the road home.
Very nice. All right. Well, let's begin then. First question is for Gina. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix was released on this day in 2007.
All right.
So that is our multiple choice pop culture trivia for today. Gina.
Yes.
First question for you. Let's see. What was the theatrical movie debut of which Harry Potter student wizard? So this is the first time that this person appeared in a Harry Potter film.
Okay.
And it was Order of the Phoenix.
Okay.
Was it 1, Baron von Redberry, 2, Luna Lovegood, 3, Cedric Diggory, or 4, Sir Grapefellow?
Cedric. No?
Sorry. That's
No.
Well,
Really?
that's a good, Clark, this is a good chance for you to steal here.
I believe it's Luna Lovegood.
Yes.
I thought she was in earlier.
I'm only as good as the internet tells me.
There you go, Clark. You lead the game 1-0, and Clark, you also control the question.
Clark, this film marks the third and final time a Harry Potter film was released in the same year as a what movie? Bit of a stretch.
That's okay.
Anyway. Film marks the third and final time a Harry Potter film was released in the same year as a what movie? It was 1, an in-depth documentary on the fascinating life of Tila Tequila. 2, another sequel to Night at the Roxbury, starring only Chris Kattan, because, well, Will Ferrell didn't answer the phone. Is it 1, Spider-Man movie, or 4, Fast and the Furious movie?
Oh, man, this is hard.
Anytime, Clark.
I'll say 3.
Spider-Man? That is correct.
Clark, you're 2-0.
Oh, I was all smug, and now
Gina, you have no points, but it's your turn.
Let's see. Here we go.
Good luck, Gina.
Clark.
Let's see. Here we go. It is stated at the start of the book, Order of the Phoenix, that Dudley has taken up boxing.
Okay.
While this is not revealed in the movie, there is what in the movie? 1, boxing gloves hanging up in Dudley's room.
Okay.
So this gives you a clue. 2, Dudley wearing the red and white and blue Apollo Creed boxing shorts during the final half of the movie. 3, a photo of Dudley in boxing gear in the living room. Or 4, Burgess Meredith mysteriously pops up 5 times in the movie yelling, "You're a bum, Dudley."
Hanging in his room.
Photo.
Yeah.
Yes,
All right,
very
you're
good.
in the game, Gina. It's 2-1, but Clark controls the question and could win with this one.
All right. Clark, this is the first movie, the first Harry Potter movie to be released, what? Is it number 1, in IMAX 3D? Or 2, this is the first Harry Potter movie to be released in China? Or 3, the first Harry Potter movie to be released offering a $1,000 life insurance policy against death by fright.
Mm-hmm.
Or 4, the first Harry Potter movie to be released in smell-o-vision.
Oh, man. I'd have to say 2.
In China?
No.
Oh, Clark.
Oh, no.
It's IMAX 3D.
IMAX 3D.
Oh, my. Now the game is tied, and Gina controls the question, Clark.
Can I get smug again?
Oh,
Sure.
no.
Okay.
During the filming, Alan Rickman banned Matthew Lewis and Rupert Grint from being within 5 meters of his new BMW.
Okay.
Why did he do this? Is it 1, Rupert and Matthew were caught drag racing a few weeks before? Was it 2, during downtime, Rupert and Matthew would watch reruns of The Dukes of Hazzard and yell at the screen, "I could make that jump easy"? Is it 3, during the making of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, they spilt a milkshake in his car?
Oh.
Or was it 4, a year earlier, Rupert and Matthew stole Rickman's Ferrari, drove it to Chicago, and enjoyed the sights, including a Cubs game, visiting the Sears Tower, the Art Institute of Chicago, taking in the Von Steuben Day Parade with Rupert lip-syncing to Wayne Newton's Donkashane and the Beatles' version of Twist and Shout. Rupert also used a ploy and pretended to be Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago, to dine in an upscale restaurant on Rush Street.
I want it to be 4. Is it 1?
Rupert and Matthew were caught drag racing? No, it is not.
Oh, man.
Go for 4, Clark. Jeez.
It is tempting. I'll have to guess 3.
The milkshake!
And
look
Clark
at that.
wins the game,
Yay.
wiping that smug smile off
guess.
his Barbari's face.
Oh, well,
What did Clark win?
tickets to see Counting Crows with Dashboard Confessional Friday, September 22nd at USANA Amphitheater.
Congratulations, Clark. Hang on the line.
Yahoo!
Hang on.
Listen, I've got to take my clothes off and go dance in the rain.
Ooh. On this day, in 1979, Joe Jackson released his debut studio album, Look Sharp, featuring Sunday Papers, One More Time, Fools in Love, and Is She Really Going Out With Him? Good album for a debut album. All right. It's Beat Gina time, brought to you by
X96 welcomes Sebastian Maniscalco January 17th at the Maverick Center. Tickets are on sale now. You can get all the information at x96.com.
Are you ready for fun? Well, hang in there. We'll get to the fun. But first, let's play Beat Gina, shall we?
Ooh.
I'm your announcer, Johnny Ola, with this brief word from Fleischmann's Yeast. Poor Linda. She's one of those do-or-die droops.
Oh.
When the girls in the dorm got hopped up about yeast being a grand way to get your vitamin B complex, Linda manfully sunk her teeth into a yeast cake.
Manfully?
Well, when her mother heard of this, she said, "Horrors, woman! No wonder you look like a martyr, eating yeast. Stop riding those horse cars and learn the smooth new way of drinking yeast. Just mash 1 cake of Fleischmann's yeast in a dry glass with a fork, add a 4th cup cool milk or plain tomato juice or water, stir the yeast until it's completely blended, fill the glass with liquid, and drink. You'll get your yeast, that's for sure. Fleischmann's. the only yeast.
The only yeast.
And now,
Except no substitute yeast.
no substitutes, no Fleischmann's. And now, here's a man who knows that something's going on around here.
Amen.
Your host, Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
Professional game show announcer Johnny Ola, everybody. Let's see. The randomizer has picked a contestant, Gina. Let's see. You will be playing against Melissa.
Hi,
Hello,
Melissa.
Are you there?
I am.
All right, Melissa, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. You call it in the air. Heads or tails?
We're going to go tails.
All right. It is heads. Gina goes first.
You're one step further away from winning the Sebastian Maniscalco. That's comedy, is what that is.
That's arena comedy.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
All right. All right, then, Melissa. Gina's going first, which means she has the advantage. The first question is for her to answer on her own. It's multiple choice pop culture trivia. If she gets it correct, she gets the point. If not, I hope you were paying attention because I'll ask you the same question, and you can steal her point away. We'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. And if she beats you, Melissa, what are you prepared to do in Gina's name?
I will give a donation to the Best Friends Animal Society.
All right,
Good
there you
idea.
go. Best friends. All right, Melissa, here we go. Or no, it's Gina's question.
Yes.
Here we go.
Gina.
First question for Gina. We have all over the place.
That's
Potpourri
okay.
today.
That's okay.
All right, so the first question for Gina is, hang on, sorry, learning the new board. Barack Obama trivia.
Okay.
Who was Barack Obama's mentor?
Okay.
Is it one, that one Brandon person that everybody is saying let's go to? Is it two, Michelle Obama? Is it three, Mr. Spock? Or four, James Baldwin?
Well, now, arguments can be made.
Well, not really.
Not really.
Well, Michelle.
Michelle, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, that's a point for Gina.
There you go.
And now we go to Melissa.
Melissa, we've got a couple of, let's see, Tommy Lee Jones trivia question. Here we go. It has been reported that personality clashes between Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey during the filming of Batman Forever annoyed Joel Schumacher to the extent that, one, Joel offered to buy out Jim Carrey's contract, stating, "I hate you and your films."
Wow.
Was it two? Joel stated that he would never work with either of them again, which was a lie. He worked with Jim Carrey again for the movie 23. Was it three? Joel offered Tommy Lee Jones an opportunity to leave the set permanently. Or four, Joel blocked the door to Jim Carrey's trailer with an 18-wheeler.
I'm going to go with two.
Two is correct. Said he would never work with them again.
There's a point for Melissa. Okay. Now back to Gina. It's 1-1.
Gina.
Yes.
Bob Hope trivia.
Okay.
Here we go. Bob Hope has a Guinness Book of World Record for what?
Okay.
Is it one, the most holes in one? Sorry, you got to watch your comments there. The most holes in one of any non-professional golfer. Two, the most honored entertainer. Three, eating the most boiled eggs in 1 hour. Or four, the longest toenails.
Well, he golfer.
Golfer, huh?
No.
Melissa, here's your opening.
One.
That was the answer.
That's what I said.
That's what Gina
so
said.
pick
That's
a
what
different
Gina
one.
said. So pick two, three, or
two.
four. Most honored entertainer, 1,500 awards.
Wow.
It's 2-1 for Melissa, and Melissa controls the question.
Melissa, Bob Hope was briefly a professional what? Is it one, hen teaser? Is it two, boxer? Is it three, ball bearing sorter? Or four, football player?
One.
Hen teaser? Not a professional hen teaser.
No, that's a very difficult job to get
yes,
into.
They don't let just anybody do that.
Gina, you can tie it up here.
But the boxer?
Boxer is correct.
2-2. Gina controls the question. This may be curtains.
Let's see. We have trivia regarding, I forgot the actress's name now, Peg Bundy. Who is it? What's her name?
Oh,
What's her name?
I don't have it written down here. I'm sorry.
No, I know who you're talking about, though.
Okay.
She was on that
Married with
biker
Children.
show you
Yeah,
like.
Married with Children. Peg
Yeah.
Bundy. She's the voice of Leela on Futurama. We're
Her.
doing trivia about that actress.
What's her name?
I neglected to write it down.
Why don't you
I'm
just
not
ask?
gonna Google it.
Mate, what's the question? What's her name?
Yeah, that'd be the question. Let's see.
Katie
Segal.
Segal. Thank you.
Phew,
Katie
I
Segal.
got there.
All right.
Can I get a point for that?
You should, but I'm
no.
sorry. It was Katie Seagal's idea to have her Peg Bundy character do what? Is it 1, have red hair?
Mm-hmm.
Is it 2, wear clothes from the 60s? Is it 3, be the supreme lord of the country Latveria?
Mm-hmm.
Or 4, having a healing factor that allows her to survive life-threatening wounds?
Red hair?
Oh, I wish.
No.
I wish.
Now, Melissa.
Oh, that would be 2?
2.
Melissa wins the game. There we go.
Yay.
Congratulations, Melissa. What was 2?
2 was wear clothes from the 60s.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Congratulations, Melissa. It's comedy.
There you go.
Hang on the line.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm
Hang
going to
on.
put you on hold.
Hang on. Listen, I've got to go. There's a hen out there that needs teasing.
I'll say. All right, thank you. News now brought to you by.
Lower your energy bills and enjoy instant, endless hot water with the new tankless water heater from Larson HVAC and Plumbing. Learn about their discounts and rebates. Go to larsonhvac.com/X96.
Tragedy. The Vivienne has died at the age of 32. The Vivienne, born James Lee Williams, became a household name. Thanks to their charm and humor, the devastating news comes just weeks after the Vivienne appeared on stage in the theater production of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. The Vivienne, who was Dancing on Ice and RuPaul drag star legend, had also been active on social media in the days leading up to her sad death. Just days before her death, the Vivienne had had the likes of Jane McDonald, Bradley Walsh, Joel Dommett, people I don't know, and others in fits of laughter as she shared her Christmas experience. She's mainly a British star.
Oh, okay.
And so
I'm not familiar
Now,
with
who did
her.
they play in the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? I'm curious.
a spokesperson.
Please tell me it was
let's
truly
see.
scrumptious.
See if it says here. I don't see that it says what she played in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Which apparently that's doing pretty well in
Really?
in London. Yeah, I don't think it's come to America as of this, but it's doing well enough that it probably will.
I'm sure it will.
Let's see. A skier lying on the snow was clearly in pain when Nathan Gilman came across him while snowboarding at the Canyons Village side of Park City Mountain earlier this week. The skier believed he'd torn a ligament in his knee and didn't think he could make it back to the base without a sled. Gilman called ski patrol and promised the man he'd stay with him until help arrived, but the minutes ticked by and nobody came. After 20 minutes, Gilman said, a patroller finally arrived, alone and without a sled. A few days later, Gilman of New Jersey said he had to stand guard again over another injured skier near the base of the Bonanza Express on the Mountain Village side. A patroller had arrived, but again was working alone, Gilman said. In between the incidents, Gilman had waited in lift lines for up to an hour, watched hundreds of skiers and snowboarders duck under a boundary rope in search of fresh powder and fewer crowds. It felt like the Wild West. They have, Gilman said, lost control of the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Park City Mountain has been beleaguered by a ski patrol strike, a warm and dry early season, and a slew of social media posts over the holiday periods laying bare situations like the ones Gilman witnessed and was part of. Guests have been feeling the pain on the slopes and in the lift lines for weeks. Now Park City Mountain's parent company, Vail Resorts, and its investors are feeling it in their portfolio. On Thursday, Vail Resorts' stock value plummeted 6.5% on the New York Stock Exchange. That's roughly the equivalent of a drop of more than $400 million in market value. Bill Rock, the president of Vail Resorts, acknowledged to the Salt Lake Tribune on Thursday that the ski experience at Park City Mountain is currently not up to snuff. I know, he said. We haven't been able to deliver the world-class experience we mean to deliver at Park City Mountain over the past few days. Rock said the strike isn't the only factor at play. Lack of natural snow has played a part in that. As of Christmas Eve, meteorologists estimated snowpack was roughly 50 to 70% of what it would be in a normal year, so that's not helping either. But the ski patrol strike is causing lots and lots of problems for that resort, particularly. Now, Vail Resort said that they are at first they weren't negotiating at all.
Which this is like $2 an hour is what they're arguing over.
Yep.
I mean, it's not crazy money that.
They are, but now they're back into negotiations with the ski patrol union.
That's because the people in the lines up at the lifts were chanting, "Pay your employees, pay your employees."
Let's see. Speaking of not getting paid, before shutting down its website and operations last month, the Ranch to Home subscription service, Just Meats, relied heavily on content creators to promote its brand online. A scroll through the Utah-based company's Instagram account shows influencers discussing the health and fitness benefits of Just Meats pre-cooked proteins, cooking up its herb-roasted chicken breasts, lifting weights at the gym before coming home to unbox packages of its smoked Texas brisket. But some of those same content creators are now speaking out against Just Meats, both online and in a group chat with other brand ambassadors, saying the company never paid them for their work. These days, being an influencer or a content creator is a legitimate profession, said Brianna Riley, a Michigan-based blogger among those who haven't yet received a payout.
I still don't trust you.
When companies like Just Meats fail to honor their financial commitments, they're not only disrespecting our time and effort, but they're also disregarding people's livelihoods. Riley shared invoices with Fox News showing that Just Meats currently owes her over $4,000, and she knows of content creators who haven't received payments for even higher figures. They can't find the Just Meats people.
It just disappeared. Huh?
They've kind of shut down everything. They had a couple of other businesses. One was called Feast Box, which was restaurant and also I think you could get home meals from that. There was another home meal company the same people owned. They seem to have kind of disappeared, leaving people high and dry. Higher Social Security payments will be coming to millions of Americans. Joe Biden on Sunday did, in fact, sign into law a measure that boosts Social Security payments for current and former public employees, affecting nearly 3 million people who receive pensions from their time as teachers, firefighters, police officers, and others in public service jobs. Advocates say the Social Security Fairness Act rights a decades-old disparity, though it will also put a strain on Social Security trust funds, which face a looming insolvency crisis, because people in Congress started taking money out of it to use for other things, which should never have happened.
Never have happened.
He also signed in protections for drilling in federal waters.
Federal land, no drilling.
Which is great, and that's not the kind of thing that can just be undone.
Oh, really?
It's not something that can just be overturned.
Yeah.
They'll find a way.
At age 106... Herbert Stein has made some life adjustments. Well, I don't go pheasant hunting anymore, said Mr. Stern.
That's probably best.
The 106-year-old oldest living graduate of the U.S. Military Academy at West Point. I had to give it up when I turned 102. Lost a lot of my strength. He now walks with the aid of a cane. He still drives a car, though. Goes shopping and cooks 2 meals a day for himself in his apartment. At a senior living community in Potomac Falls, Virginia. Mr. Stern turned 106 on Christmas Eve. He says he's surprised that he's made it this far.
I'm still here.
I did everything I shouldn't do. I smoked until 1969. I have been a social drinker since 1942, and I still am a social drinker. My preference is single malt scotch, but I've tried it all, believe me.
I believe you.
Mr. Stern, who is a retired U.S. Army colonel, graduated from West Point in 1941.
Wow.
He is he
Good
says
for him.
I've done everything I shouldn't have done, and I'm 106. Go figure. All right. That's it.
All right, sports weather traffic.
Well, the World Junior Hockey Championships. We have to pay attention to hockey now. USA beat Finland. Take that, Finland.
Wait a minute. Let me pay more attention.
4-3.
It was 4-3, you say?
Yeah, with an overtime goal, which those are always very exciting.
That's
when
exciting.
you have the overtime goal. Kansas City Chiefs star tight end Travis Kelce celebrated his historic touchdown catch last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers with a nod to the legendary Tony Gonzalez. Kelce dunked the football through the goalposts, as Gonzalez did during the course of his career. And the NFL said, you can't do that. We're fining you $14,000. Travis doesn't care, and also Tony doesn't care. Tony was like, I applaud you doing it. Let him celebrate. It's a big deal. That's sports weather. So there's a chance of rain during the day today. I say rain because we'll have a high of 42. Could cool off enough by around 5 o'clock that that rain could change over to snow in some areas. 50% chance of that happening. Looks like this is the only storm I'm seeing through. I'm looking to the first part of the weekend, so we should have sunny skies and clear air. Looks like hopefully the rest of the week, but a little chance of a storm coming through today. Traffic. Multi-vehicle crash has caused a big slowdown. I-15 southbound approaching 6 North exit in Salt Lake. 5 cars blocking the right shoulder. Traffic slow. Backed up to Beck Street. Let's see. We also have crash southbound I-15 10th North in Salt Lake. Also northbound I-15 142nd South. That one's off to the right shoulder. And whatever you're seeing on the roads, you can text us and let us know, and I'll pass it along. 33986 is where you do that. Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice, paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State, or hastergames.com.
All right, we will take a break. We'll be back after these messages with some geek news for you and the Boner Recap game coming up just after 9 o'clock. Stand by.
On the Ola Farm and Homestead. That's when I changed from my announcer clothes into my Dickies 5-star overalls. Nice. The overalls designed for man's work on manly projects. These overalls are tailored to your size. Dickies fit tall and short men. They're made from denim because denim wears longer. It's tough, strong, not spongy. The crotch is an exclusive design by Dickies and will not rip or fold. It's made with triple stitching. Dickies overall pockets are elbow deep and won't spill out by the 2-ply bottoms. And the suspenders won't cut or rope. They are 2 inches wide with welt edges. They're long and easy to adjust. Dickies 5-star overalls. Genuine Tex-Tex denim made in Texas with Texas labor and from 15 to 16-inch good middling Texas cotton at the Texas Textile Mills, McKinney, Waco, and Dallas.
Wow.
Dickies 5-star overalls.
Thank you.
And now, the man who says to err is human and to forgive is just stupid, your host, Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
All right. The randomizer has picked a contestant. Gina, you'll be playing against Darcy today. Darcy, are you there?
Yes. Hi, guys.
Hi, Darcy.
Hi, Darcy. We're going to toss a coin to see if you go first. It will give you an advantage. Call it heads or tails.
Tails.
All right. It is heads. Sorry.
Oh, Darcy, you're one step further away from winning these tickets to see 21 Pilots August 18th at the Delta Center. Let's see, if you want ticket information, go to x96.com.
All right, so the first question is for Gina, Darcy, I'm afraid. It is her question to answer exclusively. If she gets it right, she gets the point. If not, I'll allow you to answer that same question. Steal the point away. We'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. Now, if you win, you get those tickets. But if you lose, what are you prepared to do in Gina's name?
I would like to donate $25 to the road home.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. It's potpourri today. We got leftover questions from almost 2 years now of Beat Gina. So we'll start with Star Wars prequels trivia for Gina.
Okay.
In Star Wars Revenge of the Sith
Okay.
in 2005, which of these is a cyborg? Is it 1, General Grievous, 2, Darth Maul, 3, George Lucas, or 4, Emperor Jar Jar?
General Grievous.
Correct. That's a point for Gina. Now we go to Darcy.
Let's go to Darcy. Let's see. Okay. Oh, lucky you, Darcy. Gabby Hayes trivia.
I'm sorry, Darcy.
Gabby Hayes, the
Gabby
old
Hayes.
man, the old cowboy in the movies.
The legendary Western character,
Whiskers.
Gabby Hayes.
Yeah, his whiskers.
All right.
I'm glad
Darcy.
you can laugh at this, Darcy.
Darcy, though Gabby Hayes was a longtime Western star, he didn't know what until he was 50 years old. Was it 1, how to shoot any government bastard that steps foot on his property?
Yep.
Is it 2, rustle cattle, because before he thought it was wrestle?
No, it's Russell.
Is it 3, how to ride a horse? Or 4, how to shoot a gun?
Oh.
Hmm.
I want to go with wrestling cattle.
Because he thought that before it was wrestling.
At 33986.
All right, 847. Is this a sponsored feature, Gina?
Yeah, brought to you by Cabin Fever, wishing you a happy new year from tin signs, lunch boxes, books, retro candy, playing cards, and more. Located in the heart of Charlie Square, Cabin Fever, so much more than a card store.
Say hi to Dave while you're down there. I got to stop by.
Yeah.
It's been a while. All right, 847. Yes, I said that. Some geek news for you. Got a trailer for you to watch.
Okay.
There we go. Look for.
You're gonna be late.
Sorry, man, I'm up.
Look for your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
I'm okay.
Hey. Petey's always been a bit clumsy.
You know me, clumsy Petey Parker.
This is set in an alternate reality. So this is not in the MCU.
Ouch.
This iteration of Peter Parker is just starting out as Spider-Man. He's also got a set of new amazing friends, Harry Osborn, Nico Manuri, and Daredevil.
Oh, okay.
Voiced by Charlie Cox.
Dude, really that bad? Ouch.
And the biggest change of all, instead of Tony Stark,
Watch out for that ladder.
his surrogate daddy is Norman Osborn, voiced by Coleman Domingo.
That's me, by the way. I am.
Who decides to help Peter reach his full heroic potential by providing some new suits for him to swing in.
I truly believe that I have these powers to help people, to protect them.
Other than that, it looks like a Spider-Man cartoon. Peter balancing being a high schooler and a street hero, fighting bad guys, trying to look out for the neighborhood.
So, you're Spider-Man. With my help, you'll achieve greatness.
Don't trust him. He's the Green Goblin, Peter. Hey. All right.
If you ever need another butt kicking, just look for your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
All right. So January 29th on Disney Plus.
Not to be excused from said test. Ah, nice of you to join us, Mr. Parker. See me after class.
There you go. On Disney Plus. Brand new Spider-Man cartoon for you. Should be fun. All right. Let's see. We got some casting. Academy Award winner Jared Leto.
Okay.
Will be Skeletor in the live-action He-Man.
Perfect. I think this is a great idea.
Live-action He-Man movie.
Okay.
Jared Leto. This cast is really coming together. It's kind of interesting because you got these again. This is a live-action He-Man. Allison Brie as Evil Lynn. Okay, I'm there. Then Idris Elba as Duncan, or Man-at-Arms, as he's known.
I'm good. I'm happy with all this.
You're happy with all this? All right. Okay. Jared Leto.
I'll allow it.
And then the other big casting news out of Geek World, and this is a big one, because he's a fan favorite character. Lobo is the name of the character. Google image Lobo, DC Comics.
Lobo DC.
And you'll take a look at it. Jason Momoa. Who?
So not Aquaman.
No. Jason Momoa has been lobbying to play Lobo.
I can see it. I just Googled it.
The Lobo lobby?
Yeah, the Lobo lobby.
This looks like they modeled it on him. He's
exactly right. He will be Lobo in Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. He will first appear as Lobo in the Supergirl film. What his participation in the movie is still unknown at this time. Whether it'll just be a cameo or, maybe the main villain. We don't know yet. But he has been excited to play this character for a very long time. Lobo, for those who don't know, he's a spacefaring bounty hunter. He is the last of the Zarnians.
Oh.
Why is he the last of the Zarnians?
What happened to the Zarnians?
He killed them all.
Whoa. Wasn't very nice.
Was there a bounty on them?
No, he just killed them. He rides a spacefaring motorcycle.
Okay.
He has a dog.
Uh-huh.
And his favorite swear word is bastich.
Okay.
All right.
Smoke cigars. Yeah, anyway. Here's my favorite story of the past couple of weeks. Sony Pictures CEO Tony Vinciquerra. He's already stepped down. He stepped down on January 2nd. He says he's not to blame for all of these Spider-Man spin-off failures.
Okay.
The reason that they failed is the critics. In an interview with the LA Times, looking back at 7 years leading Sony Pictures, he spoke about the studio's success during his tenure, as well as the disappointments, which includes Kraven the Hunter. He said Kraven was probably the worst launch that we had in 7.5 years that I've been at Sony. So that didn't work out very well, which I still don't understand because the film is not a bad film, he says.
Pretty universally, people said it was a bad film.
But then they brought up one that was said was even worse, Madam Web.
Was worse than Kraven.
Oh, my God, it was bad.
That's what everybody said.
Yeah. He said, let's just touch on Madam Web for a moment. Madam Web underperformed in the theaters because the press just crucified it.
You mean they reviewed it and said it was not a good movie, so...
It was not a bad film. And it did great on Netflix. You know why? Because none of us wanted to go to the theater to see it.
or to pay for it extra.
For some reason, the press decided they didn't want us making these films. Kraven, Madam Web, and all of these. They also did it with Venom, but the audience loved Venom and made Venom a massive hit. These are not terrible films. They were just destroyed by the critics in the press for some reason.
Because they're out to get you.
Morbius, starring Jared Leto, did not get a mention in that interview in the LA Times. Good news for me, because my favorite new cartoon, Creature Commandos, has been renewed for season 2. And finally this. I think this is going to put an end to the popcorn bucket wars.
I hope so.
Finally? This is the last one?
Because Cinemark has decided, you decide what a popcorn bucket is, you weirdos.
What?
Sunday, January 19th will be National Popcorn Day. And Cinemark is making the occasion with its first ever Bring Your Own Bucket Day.
Okay.
As long as the container is clean and not over 400 ounces, you'll get an XL size popcorn for $5 at Cinemark.
They should have done this a long time ago.
That same day, it's offering a 10% discount for all online gift cards, and anyone who follows the chain's Instagram can enter a contest to win a free large popcorn by tagging 3 friends in the comments.
I predict trouble.
You think?
Yeah.
Do people not know what 400 ounces is?
Letting
Is that
people
part of
bring
it?
their own anything to be filled up is not a good idea.
As long as it's clean and under 400 ounces.
I predict trouble. What do you mean this doesn't count?
Is what they're saying.
You're going to get a lot of that.
Just bring a hubcap or something like that. I don't know. But, yeah, you decide.
A clean hubcap.
A clean hub, as long as the hubcap is clean. They clean the hubcaps now.
Still some slowage. I-15 southbound approaching 6 North exit in Salt Lake. The traffic backed up to Beck Street through there. That's the only thing UDOT's reporting, and Infiniteam has not reported anything in a while, but you can always let us know what you're seeing on the roads via text at 33986. Clark Planetarium proudly presents Living Worlds starting January 17th in the Hanson Dome Theater. Explore Earth's co-evolution with life, journey through space and time, and discover how we can find living worlds beyond. Don't miss this stunning film.
Guy in the chat room says 400 ounces is just a little over 3 gallons.
Okay, that's helpful, because I don't know how much 400 ounces is.
Now you do.
And now you know.
So someone get a hubcap, and let's see.
And how will they know it's clean? Well, they'll be putting the popcorn in it, so
Yeah.
I think they'll examine it.
Yeah.
So
I predict lots of trouble.
Yes. All right, we will take a break. We'll be back after these messages and a song for the Boner Recap Game. Easy to play, easy to win. What is the prize that we have?
The prize is tickets to, it's Collective Soul.
Really?
Yeah.
Coming January 20th to the Union.
Collective Soul concert tickets, 877-602-9696. All you got to do is tell us who won the boner today. If you were listening, you know. If you weren't listening, you might guess, but why take a chance? Cheat. Go to x96.com and look for the box that says boner voting January 6, 2025. Click on there and it'll say winner. Next to the winner, you'll get those Collective Soul tickets at 877-602-9696. UtahAdvocates.com.
Look, if you're in an accident, you didn't deserve to be hurt. No. It wasn't your fault, and you didn't deserve it. And you need somebody to help you. You need the advocates. They are local personal injury attorneys.
Yeah, when you call and say, "Hey, I got in an accident on State and Maine," they know that's not a place.
Well, and they'll tell you. and they're available, but they're available right to you directly.
Yeah.
That's what's nice about them being local. No cost consultation. You call them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can talk to them on the phone for it doesn't cost you anything. And if they take your case, you don't pay a dime out of pocket while they're working on recovering the compensation that you deserve. It's terrible to be in an accident, and it's even worse when you have to deal with insurance companies because they're trying to keep you from what you deserve. The advocates will help you. 801-355-5550 or UtahAdvocates.com.
Coming soon,
the return of Lights, Camera. I'm Johnny Ola, Beat Gina Booth announcer for Oscar Mayer's great new Sack of Sauce in a Can of Meat. It brings you quick meat meals with rich, fresh cooked flavor.
Mitt Romney must like this.
An amazing improvement in canned meat meals. It's Oscar Mayer's exclusive new invention, a separate sack of sauce in a can of meat. It keeps sauce and meat from mingling and losing their distinctive flavors. Keeps several cans of the beef, pork, and wieners on hand for delicious barbecue burgers in 7 minutes. There's the Wiener Barbecue Burger. It's the tasty sauce in the separate sack that gives a new twist to this old favorite. Just heat the 7 plump, juicy Oscar Mayer wieners and pop in buns. They're regular size and all meat. For party occasions, ask for Oscar Mayer cocktail wieners and slack of sauce. And then there's the Beef Barbecue Burger. Tender morsels of extra lean beef smothered in mildly piquant sauce. One 12-ounce can makes 5 generous burgers, also delicious over macaroni or noodles. And don't forget the pork. Make an exciting one-dish meal by serving it with corn, whole kernel scalloped, or cream style. Oscar Mayer, fine meats since 1883. And now, speaking of fine, well, a fine announcer will say.
Thank you.
There he is, our host, Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. All right. The randomizer has chosen a contestant, and it looks like you're playing against Gabriel today.
Hi, Gabriel.
Hi, Gabriel.
Hi, how are you?
All right, just fine. Gabriel, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage in the game. Heads or tails?
Heads.
All right, coin toss app says heads, Gina Barberi.
Gabriel, you're one step closer to getting these tickets to Loveland Living Planet Aquarium to see their newest addition, the Komodo Dragon. You can go to livingplanetaquarium.org to reserve your visit now.
All right, Gabriel, that means since you won the coin toss, the question is yours first to answer. You get to answer this on your own. If you get it right, you get the point. If not, I will allow Gina to answer the question, steal the point away from you, and she gets the point. Now, if she manages to climb back from this disadvantage, what are you prepared to do in her name, Gabriel?
I was going to give $50 for the road home.
Excellent.
Great idea.
All right, Gabriel, first question. Again, this is all potpourri this week because we have left a lot of leftovers. So here's a couple of Captain America Civil War questions for you. The movie Captain America Civil War. Gabriel, where does the battle between Captain America, the Anti-Accords team, and Iron Man's Pro-Accords team take place? Where does it take place? Is it 1, Vivint Smart Home Arena? Is it 2, New York City? 3, Leipzig Airport? Or 4, Battle World, a planet created by the Beyonder?
Do 3.
Leipzig Airport.
All right, that's 1 point for Gabriel. Now we go to Gina.
Gina?
Yeah.
In the end of the movie,
Okay.
it's revealed that Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, was responsible for whose death? Was it 1, Peggy Carter? 2, Stan Lee? 3, Tupac Shakur? Or 4, Howard Stark?
Howard.
Yes.
1-1. Now we go back to Gabriel.
Gabriel? This is, let's see, leftover Jim Belushi Curly Sue trivia.
What?
Yes, we did have some.
Fine movie, Curly Sue.
Yes. There wasn't a lot of other actors set to play Bill Dancer in Curly Sue other than Jim Belushi.
No one could have played it.
Who was not in line ahead of Jim to play Bill Dancer? Was it 1, Bill Murray? Was it 2, Kevin Spacey? Was it 3, Alec Baldwin? Or 4, Don Knotts?
Don Knotts.
That is correct. It's also his death anniversary today, just so you know.
Kevin Spacey was...
He couldn't. Nobody could have done that role but Jim Belushi.
That's all right.
Man.
It's 2-1. Gina, you have a chance to tie it up
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Let's put those away.
Oh, no more Curly Sue?
Do you want one more?
Well,
You got
have
Johnny
another.
all
Okay,
excited
well,
about
if Johnny
Curly
is
Sue.
requested,
I can never have enough Curly Sue.
All right, here we go then. Gina?
Yeah.
Production was shut down for a while on the set of Curly Sue.
Oh, no.
Why was this happening? Was it
Oh.
1, Jim Belushi wanted to play dual roles, Bill and Curly Sue?
Oh.
Was it 2, Jim Belushi and Molly Ringwald did not get along and argued constantly? Was it 3, Jim Belushi continually showed up smelling like Jack Daniels, bananas, and cigars? Or 4, Jim Belushi and director John Hughes did not get along and argued constantly?
I bet he argued with the director.
Correct.
That's correct, because that director was full of it. It's 2-2. Gabriel, you're controlling the question. You could win.
I am all out of Curly Sue.
Dang.
Trivia questions. I'm sorry, Johnny. Let's go to, let's see. This is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix trivia. Gabriel, in the scene where Luna Lovegood is barefoot in the forest, the actress said that it was 50 degrees during filming, so her feet were really cold. She said the director offered to what? 1, give her a pair of heated socks. 2, get her a box of tissues and a ride on the wambulance. 3, use a magic wand to conjure a foot warming spell. Peritas aestus. Or 4, get a foot stunt double.
Foot stunt double.
Foot stunt double.
And Gabriel wins the game.
How do you get a foot
Nicely
stump
done.
double?
You just... There
Somebody
are
else's
doubles
foot.
for everything.
Yeah.
Doubles for everything.
Yeah.
There are doubles for announcers.
Really?
Yeah. There's only no double for Jim Belushi.
There you go.
You can't double him.
All right.
Congratulations, Gabriel. You've won the prize.
Hang on the line.
Listen,
Thank you very much.
I've got to go there. I've got a sack of sauce that's waiting for some wieners.
I'll say. 11.
Uh,
I don't know why.
Because Timothy in Salem requested it, I think.
In
Isn't that
Salem?
why? In Salem?
Timothy?
Timmy, Salem.
Timothy.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
He's French in Salem.
Is he? Okay.
And not well liked.
Is he?
I don't think so.
I wouldn't assume that.
I don't know.
I don't think they care for the French in Salem.
Well, I mean, last time I was there, they didn't. But,
I mean, that's what I remember you saying.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I haven't been there a very long time. But.
You have no reason to go back, do you?
Not really, no. Time for the boner recap game.
Is that it now? Okay.
Yes. Let's go. Looks like Sean is here to play.
Sean, hi.
Hi.
Hey, what's up today?
Oh, doing well. How are you doing, Lords?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Sean, you having did you have a nice New Year's Eve celebration? What did you do?
I just pretty much hung around home and, had a couple drinks.
There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah. Just
Still good.
A nice, quiet New Year's Eve. That's great. We stood in the middle of the street and launched Chinese lanterns.
I thought you weren't supposed to do that anymore.
I know. That's what I thought,
Isn't it It's littering.
Yeah, but I didn't.
You littered on
I
New
had
Year's
nothing
Eve.
to do with it. I was an innocent bystander at my own house. All right, Sean, if you can recap the boners for us successfully, or I'll recap them. You tell me who won. You'll win a prize, which is what, Gina?
Tickets to see Collective Soul January 20th at the Union. Ticket links and more information at x96.com.
Yeah. All right, Sean, here we go. Did you hear the boner candidates earlier?
I did.
Okay, you'll get this easy. Boner candidate number 1, because that's what Hooters girls do. I think the only surviving Hooters restaurants are in Florida. Is that? Am I right?
I don't know.
I can't imagine there are many around the country anymore. But a Hooters waitress, there was a video of her body cam footage of her trying to get out of an arrest because she was drunk driving, and she kept flirting and offering the police officer all kinds of sexual favors, and it was sort of pathetic and sort of funny to see her do this, and the cop just, sorry, no. That was boner candidate number 1. Boner candidate number 2, he really is just a petulant baby. Donald Trump, upset because flags will be flying at half-staff during the inauguration of his presidency. Why are they flying at half-staff? Well, because Jimmy Carter, who was more of a man than Donald Trump will ever be. Jimmy Carter died, and President Biden, of course, ordered the flags to be lowered to half-staff, which he would have done. He didn't do it to spite Donald Trump.
No,
he did it to honor Jimmy Carter.
There is a protocol.
Yeah. And he didn't make it longer or anything on purpose.
Nope.
That's what it's supposed to be.
But Trump says people don't want to see that. They don't want to see the flags at half-staff. And then there was boner candidate number 3. These guys are so dumb and careless. The governor of Texas, when Greg Abbott, when Jimmy Carter died, he sent condolences to Rosalind Carter and the entire Carter family. Rosalind Carter died about a year ago, I believe. So they quickly, somebody pointed out the mistake. Sorry, and they took down that post. But at least you'd think he would know this. But
yeah.
So those were the 3 candidates, Sean. Who was the winner?
Well, number 3 was really dumb, but the actual winner is number 2.
Yep. Just 1 vote shy of 200 votes for number 2.
There you go.
All right, Sean, I hope you enjoy the concert. Katie will tell you how to get your tickets. Just hang on the line for a second. All right.
We didn't litter on New Year's. My husband every year for New Year's does a seafood feast. We had...
Did you have seafood?
We had lobster, we had scallops, and I tweeted this out, Bill, and I don't think you saw it. And we had Duke Ziebert's Clams Casino.
Clams Casino.
You found a recipe?
Yeah, they're famous.
I didn't. Joe.
Well, that's what I mean.
Joe said, I said, what are we having for dinner? He's like, lobster, scallops. He didn't do the Clams Casino voice, but
Did he say Duke Zebert's?
No,
'cause clam.
he said, and we're having Clams Casino, and I said, Duke Zebert's.
Duke Zebert did not invent Clams Casino.
No, but he was famous for it, and I tweeted that out, and our good friend Chris Van Oker, who grew up in Washington, D.C.,
Yes.
said, wow, I remember eating at Duke Zebert's when I grew up in Washington.
Larry King would say,
yeah.
I think every night after the show, he'd say, well, on his radio show, we're going over to Duke Zebert's and having Clams Casino.
And Clams Casino, which is a great name for a food. It
Or a
just
band.
sounds fun.
It's a great name for a stripper.
But it's clams, and they scoop them out, and then they put breadcrumbs and bacon and peppers, and they
They're very
kind of
good.
reform them and put them back in the shell.
Oh, yeah.
It's like oysters Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Which I'd never had until I went to New Orleans, as a matter of fact. And it's spinach, and the oysters Rockefeller, spinach and breadcrumbs, and we had raw oysters on New Year's Eve. I think it was it Harmon's? No, Whole Foods had them for $1 a piece. So we bought a bunch of oysters, and they were delicious. And we also had crab, and it seems to be a New Year's Eve thing to do.
This Clams Casino looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
it is
fun to
good.
say.
It's really good. As a matter
Yeah,
of fact.
I'd like to try that.
It's not too hard to make it either, really.
For New Year's, we always make chicken noodle soup.
Why is that your New Year thing?
Don't know.
Tradition?
Don't know. Just happened.
And then, of course, on New Year's Day, I've traditionally always made black-eyed peas with ham and kale, or not kale. This year I used beet greens because I had some beet greens left over from the roasted beets. You put the greens in there, supposed to mean you're going to be rich because it's green. You see, makes you rich.
I finally nailed the noodles perfectly this time.
You actually made the noodles?
I always do.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't overwork the dough, and I used my KitchenAid to make the noodle. So they were perfect.
Did you make enough to have for a few days worth?
Oh, we're still eating.
Oh, you're still.
Yeah, delicious. All right, 9:14 right now. We will take a short break. Big boy news and opinio coming up after these messages. Stand by for that.
In addition to digital
We got a few minutes here. How was your trip to California, Gina?
Yeah, I took my daughter Jonesy to California with one of her friends to see this performer Rule, who I didn't know anything about.
RUEL.
Yes. And performed at the Shrine Expo Hall on the USC campus. And the hall reminded me of Saltaire.
Oh, really?
Same size, same shape, same setup there.
Okay.
And it was packed.
Of course.
But it's a standing show. There are no chairs there.
Oh, okay.
Which is a problem for remain seated Gina Barberi.
Yes.
So go with her friend, and they found a place in the crowd where they wanted to stand.
Mm-hmm.
And he is like this positive, you should be nice to yourself, and like all of his songs are very,
uplifting
and inclusive, and
you know what? Now that you say that, it doesn't surprise me because knowing your daughter,
he's the non-Mormon David Archuleta.
I mean, this you would have thought it was the Beatles, the way these girls were screaming and crying, and they love Rule. He's just nice, a nice boy.
So did you do what you said you were going to do, and that is stand at the back of the room with the parents?
So I stayed with her for a bit, and it's weird going to a show where you don't know any of the music at all.
Yeah.
And it's 4 or 5 songs in, I'm like, how does he have all these? He did 17 or 18 songs. I'm like, this is nice, but
But it all sounds alike.
So I wandered to the back where the parents were. Actually, speaking of parents, when we were going into the venue, they were checking people, and they were saying to people, no vape pens, no smoke, no alcohol, and they were checking everybody as they came in, and the girls went ahead of me, and they said that to them, no smoke, no vape, no, and then they saw me, and they're like, oh, you're here with your mom, have a good time. And I'm like, am I so obviously the mom?
So this would have
in this crowd, yeah.
This would not have been the venue. Yesterday, I was out and about. Day before yesterday, I was out and about and received 3 or 4 comments on the shirt I was wearing, which said, and they were all positive, keep music evil. You've seen me wear that shirt. This would not have been the venue for me to be wearing that shirt.
No.
Or would it have been?
No. But I lucked out. So I went to the bathroom, and in the bathroom, there was a folding chair. Just sitting there.
Waiting for you. Did it say Gina on it somewhere?
It kind of did.
That's why you went to the bathroom. You heard the chair calling your name.
Gina, I'm in here. Come in here.
Mr. Scott, beam me down a chair.
So you removed the chair?
I just left it. I sat in the bathroom in the folding chair.
Oh, I would have taken the
for
chair
a couple of songs. Not very long.
You didn't take the folding chair out?
No, because then I didn't want security to be like, hey, this is a no folding chair.
Because that's weirder to me that you're sitting in the bathroom on a folding chair.
That's really weird.
That's, to me, that's...
I didn't know anybody there.
Yeah, which
just a couple of songs.
All right.
I didn't need to hear all 18 songs.
We need to do something that will get Gina in trouble someday. Because you've never really been in trouble.
Why do you want me to get in trouble?
Everybody needs to get in trouble at least once.
But it's not fun getting in trouble.
Well, it's not fun at the time, but it's great stories afterwards, and you don't have any of those.
I just told a great one. I sat on a folding chair in a bathroom. That's fun.
Yeah, that's exciting.
No one else did that at the show. I'm the only person there.
That's an adventure,
That's
Gina.
living outside. I'll tell
You know how I feel about bathrooms. I'm not super comfortable there in public bathrooms.
Boy, you
that was
really-
a dangerous thing to sit in the bathroom.
It's time for some big boy news and opinioendo, brought to you by...
Waterproof your home with Baseco because water can make its way through your foundation in many different ways. Baseco specializes in a variety of permanent foundation waterproofing solutions tailored to your unique issue. From sump pumps all the way to major repairs, crack settling foundations, each solution backed by a guarantee. Schedule your free assessment today at baseco.net.
Thank you.
Well, fans think that they're pretty sure that Zendaya and Tom Holland are engaged.
She had a big ring on.
She had a huge ring, diamond ring, at the Golden Globes Sunday night. Zendaya showed off the stunning jewelry on the finger of her left hand, and she was, making every effort to make sure everybody saw it. Social media went wild with fans speculating that the stars are engaged, and Zendaya with a diamond ring on that finger. Oh my God! Tweeted one person.
Well, they're just cute. I hope they're happy.
That's a nice ring you got on there, Zendaya.
Bless you.
So, I think I'm allergic to Zendaya. And
Are you?
Yeah, it makes me, every time, makes me sneeze. Gorgeous ring on that gorgeous finger. In a recent interview with Men's Health, Tom Holland said he doesn't walk red carpets with his famous girlfriend because that's not my moment, it's her moment.
It's a nice...
And if we go together, it's about us.
He also said that if he ever does have children, that he will quit working.
Mr. Mom?
Yeah. Because I'm just going to be a dad. Just going to be a dad.
Good for him. He'll get tired of that quick enough.
Get that Spider-Man money and do it.
He'll get tired of that quick enough.
Yeah.
Justin Trudeau, who has led the country for nearly a decade, is giving up the leadership of his party, according to an official familiar with his plans. I think he's announced it. Did he make the announcement?
Yeah.
He would remain prime minister until the party picks a replacement. Trudeau will step down as Liberal Party leader. He is expected, he's already made the announcement. His resignation sets off a succession battle to replace him after roughly 10 years at the helm of both the party and the country. A resignation as party leader would not mean that Trudeau steps down as prime minister. He would remain in the role until he is replaced as the head of the Liberal Party, and his successor would then assume the position of prime minister. The party could pick a new leader with a grassroots process that could take several weeks or come via a vote of parliamentary deputies. The upheaval comes as the country is grappling with how best to deal with Donald Trump's pledge to impose crippling tariffs on all imports from Canada on his very first day in office.
And
he's also expressed interest in buying Canada, which I don't believe it's for sale, Donald.
And he's talking again about buying Greenland.
Yep.
And everybody forgot that from his first term.
And the Panama Canal.
Yeah.
Well, he wants to move the Panama Canal to Greenland, I think, is what he's saying. Trudeau visited Trump at Mar-a-Lago in late November, and his government has been in talks to address the president-elect's concerns about border security in hopes that he will reconsider his tariff threats. Where does Utah Attorney General, where does he work? Well, he works at the state capitol, you might assume.
No.
But he did hold some meetings there, along with another official office in Murray. But the work calendar of outgoing Attorney General Sean Reyes shows he spent his time as the state's top lawyer in a less conventional space, a private members-only club called Max Place in Salt Lake, run by a friend of his, Brady McIntyre. The club has conference rooms, a barber shop, and massage services. After a 2-year public records battle, KSL investigators won access to Reyes' calendar, reviewed it more than 9,000 pages. The interesting part isn't just who he met with, but where. Investigators looked into those locations. What they reveal about Reyes' approach to the job. His calendar entries from 2021 to 2023 indicate he took about 24 meetings at Max Place. They include a work session with employees, a lunch with Utah State Treasurer Marlo Oakes, sit-downs with an array of businessmen.
How do we get a sit-down?
Gina, you have a sit-down. You're sitting on your sit-down right now.
I just want an official sit-down.
It's official. If you can't see it because it's behind you, but it's stamped official. His calendar entries indicate that those meetings took place at Max Place. The calendar entries also include a conversation in 2022 with the conservative activist Kimberly Fletcher of Moms for America. The group supports getting rid of the U.S. Department of Education. The topic of Fletcher's meeting with the AG was not listed in the schedule. Chris Toth, retired executive director of the National Association of Attorneys General, said the state's top lawyers have an obligation to avoid even the appearance of impropriety.
Yeah.
If it's the people's business, as a matter of practice, the work for the people should be done in the people's office,
yes.
Toth said. Investigators asked Reyes' office why he chose to do some of the public's work in a private venue, and a spokesperson said, Max has meeting spaces and public meetings are often held in private locations. No, what?
No.
What?
You're contradicting yourself.
Reyes had a day with a mixture of public and private meetings. It was easier to spend the day away from the office, the spokesperson said, because it was improper to hold campaign meetings on state property.
It all is fishy.
It's very fishy. And what's really fishy about it is that they had lunch there, because I've been to Max Place and they don't serve food. You have to bring
it delivered.
You have to bring it in. Yeah. I had lunch there, and the lunch was somebody went upstairs to Caputo's. Went up to Caputo's and brought down some sandwiches.
Were you having a sit down?
I was having a sit down, and it was not the public's business. It was private business, so I was okay. Let's see. Midway through Jeffrey R. Holland's hotly disputed Musket speech, in which he admonished Brigham Young University faculty to take up metaphorical arms in defense of the faith's opposition to same-sex marriage, the Latter-day Saint apostle pointed to a less familiar face, Clark Gilbert, the church's, quote, budding new commissioner of education, and his traveling companion for the day. Music professor Jason Bergman was sitting 10 feet away at the Marriott Center that August day in 2021. He could not have predicted that the popular apostle's uncharacteristically harsh rhetoric was an omen for the next 3 years under Gilbert's leadership. Yet Bergman felt a growing unease, as many BYU professors are now feeling.
Yeah.
Bergman had been teaching trumpet at a prestigious Texas university. That trumpet is, the musical instrument trumpet. In 2018, when BYU recruited him, he bristled at the increasing clampdown on LGBTQ plus activism he saw on the Provo campus and at the denial of racism and misogyny that still existed. I saw LGBTQ students. I saw how they suffered. I started to pay attention to how people of color and women are treated. It continues to be hard for them. And BYU professors are now afraid that they're cracking down on this more and more and more, and it's going to be a purge of not only professors but some students as well. And Utah, University of Utah and colleges and universities in Utah are probably going to start cutting more liberal arts programs.
Yep.
Because, liberal arts aren't important.
Just dumbing down the nation.
Yep.
A Pulitzer Prize-winning cartoonist for the Washington Post has resigned after its editorial page editor rejected a cartoon that she created to mock media and tech titans abasing themselves before Donald Trump. The cartoon shows people who look like Musk and Bezos. Mickey Mouse is laying prostrate in front of a big Donald Trump statue. They're holding bags of money out to him. And the Washington
accurate.
Yeah. One of them is Jeff Bezos, who owns the Washington Post.
Yeah.
And the editor said, "Well, we're not running that.
We're not running that because we already ran a story about that." But of course, Biden is old and senile stories. You get 8 of those in the same paper.
The cartoonist is Ann Telnaeus, and she immediately resigned.
And editorial cartoonists around the nation now are doing cartoons about this. And you can see those.
Tomiko Ituka, a 116-year-old Japanese woman who became the oldest living person in August of 2024, has died. She died on December 29, 2024. According to Guinness Records, her death was confirmed. Ituka was presented with world's oldest person. The title belongs to Aina Canabaro Lucas, who is also 116 years old. She is in Rio Grande do Sul, Brazil. She was born in what?
Does she get a certificate?
Of course, okay. Yeah, and she got an apostolic blessing from Pope Francis.
Well.
So there you go.
Did she get a dinner?
She should have a dinner.
I think she's had plenty of dinner.
Give her a dinner.
And there's going to be a documentary about Melania Trump.
I'm sure it will be accurate.
Directed by Brett Ratner.
Yeah, he's a real peach.
Yeah.
Back to this editorial cartoon now. Is what we're seeing. Because Jeff Bezos and Amazon, they're fronting it.
Yeah. And let's see. That's I think that's about it. Yeah, Brett Ratner.
Harassing women on set.
Me Too.
Yeah, he's a Me
star.
Too. I guess Amazon is fronting the money for him to direct.
See, I would like an accurate documentary about. Do a deep dive on the. I don't really care. Do you, Coat? I want to know about that.
It's,
I don't care about Christmas.
I'm sure this will be very in depth.
I'm sure it will.
And honest and straight.
No holds barred.
I'll bet.
All right, weather.
36 right now. It doesn't look like much is going on, but we could see some rain/snow. Starting as rain because we'll have a high of 42 today. Overnight low 24, 50% chance of snow once things switch over and are cold enough for that. Looks like this is the only real storm we have in the forecast. I'm looking all the way to the weekend. Maybe a slight chance on Saturday, but today looks like your best chance for some precipitation. And that's your weather.
Thank you.
Listen to Radio from Hell at Home when you first wake up.
Let's see. Have you been drinking the olive juice? You're not supposed to.
You can. I've just been drinking it out of the bottle.
I think it might help my cold. But
The
by the
olive
way,
juice, really?
if people have noticed I sound funny, I have a little cold. It is not COVID.
But I'll tell you, if I catch a cold because you're being here, I'm going to be very unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
hasn't the rule been since COVID? You really should even stay home if you have a cold.
But I feel bad because I was just gone for.
You could have worked from home.
You got the gear. It's all right. People are placing bets that you're going to call in Monday, though.
No. I'm fine. I'm fine. So fine.
I hope I don't have to call in Monday.
You're fine. We're all fine.
You know, colds are very contagious.
Yeah.
And we're here in a room.
I felt bad about not coming in.
How much worse will you feel when Carrie or I or both of us get sick?
I'll be fine.
I'm not going to get sick. I've gotten crazy about washing my hands to the point where it's almost obsessive. But I haven't gotten sick.
But you're breathing the air in here.
Here, I'll open the door.
It's not going to help because now Bill Riley is going to get his ice and. Oh no, that's at 8 o'clock. Sorry.
Yeah, it's past. Oh,
it's
past.
Yeah. But this is 9 o'clock now when people start to file in.
When person starts to
when
file.
Person
when a person starts to file.
One person file.
Yeah, a person files in.
A person.
To work. Hey, look, a person's working here. We've been really lucky with
persons
interns, though.
We really have.
I credit Katie for finding the good ones.
I mean, what the hell? I mean, Dawson even came back for a second round.
Yeah.
That's
we
really
didn't
weird.
Beat him up enough the first time.
I appreciate the help because they find the questions for Beat Gina, and then I mutilate them.
I really almost don't know what they do because they work just behind the scenes, and Katie takes care of it.
I stay out of it.
They edit things. They post things. They answer phones.
All of the stuff that I've been exposed to when I do notice what they do fabulous work.
I do know that not one of them has gotten me coffee.
Not one.
That's not their job.
Which is very irritating. Well, I know it's not their job, but they could have offered.
They are busy.
All right.
The reason you don't see them is they're busy.
I'll go get my own coffee.
Oh, there's somebody's getting
Somebody's
ice.
running to get me
That's
coffee.
Bill Riley. He's an hour late.
You're late, Bill.
You're an hour late getting ice. All right.
Hell on X96.
Let's see, 9:34.
I was at Harmon's yesterday, and I didn't know quite how to take this comment. So I'm over there by the pharmacy, and just started to walk away, and I hear, hey, Bill. And I turn around, and it's I guess a pharmacist or a pharmacist tech, a young woman. And she said, hi, a big friend of the program. Just leaning over the counter, big friend of the program. I've been listening to you for so long. I listened to you back when your studios were down there on Gibson Avenue, right across from the Idlewire grooming and pet boarding.
Yep.
I said, yeah. That's. She said, yeah, my mother listened and I listened and just listened to the show for so long, and it's great. And I just wanted to say hi. And I said, hi. She said, I'm your next door neighbor. I said, what? Said, I live in American Towers, and right here. You mean your next door neighbor to the station, to the radio station? Yeah. I said, Tyler Glenn lives there too. She said, I know. I see him in the elevator all the time. He's really nice. And then I said, well, it's nice to meet you, nice to talk to you, and I've neglected to get her name. And then she said, you're looking really good.
Well, that's nice.
Well, I thought, I didn't know quite how to take that.
That's a compliment.
Yeah, but it was like she was sort of surprised.
Well, but you've had problems that when you listen on the radio, people might think you're not doing well. Well, your leg problems and stuff. You know what I mean?
She wasn't looking at my legs, babe. I'm telling you that right now. She was not looking at my legs. No, but it made me feel good that she said that, but I want.
because when you just listen, you might, Bill's had some medical problems. Maybe he doesn't look so good, and then
I guess it's. I guess there's nothing really unusual. I guess I have sometimes said, "Oh, you look really great."
Sure.
But then whenever I say that to somebody, I think, I hope they don't think.
As opposed to,
I meant that you really looked terrible the last time I saw you, or, But anyway, it was nice, and she was very nice. I wish I'd gotten her name, and I have a nice time at Harmon's. I don't know.
You have a nice time.
I like to shop at Harmon's. It's
Harmon's always a good time.
Yeah, usually I'll run into somebody that listens to the show, or I'll find a new food product that I like. Or a different kind of
Are you the
coffee.
downtown Harmon's? Is that your...
Yeah, the downtown Harmon's, which
it's
kind of cramped.
It is
cramped?
Yeah.
It is.
It's cramped.
Not compared to my Immigration Market Harmon's.
Well, no, but the Immigration Market is where little old ladies and your husband go with their arm baskets. And they walk to the store they fill up their baskets with
what
produce.
We do, and we did this a lot over the holiday. So we get Riley ready for a walk, and I walk Riley with Joe to the market.
That's their youngest child, by the way, Riley.
To the market, and then he goes and shops, and then I continue on my walk with Riley. We do this like almost every day over the holiday. He has his little
arm basket.
He needs a trolley.
One of those grocery trolleys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, he has to bring all our, reusable grocery bags.
See, I say arm basket because I have one, a red one.
I should get him one. He'd probably
They're actually very nice. And usually you can, I don't know where my wife got them, Target or something like that. And they're kind of canvas, and they have a handle that folds down.
Yeah. He would probably love that, actually.
Oh, I'll get him one. If he
get
gives
him a trolley.
Okay.
If he gives me that pot roast he promised me.
I will. Do you want a pot roast? Too,
Yeah.
Jerry? We have so much meat. Oh my gosh.
Sure. Make me one.
So we had a pot roast last night, and we got half a cow. People know we got half a cow. We got half a cow. And he was going through he's keeping a meat inventory.
Meat inventory.
Well, yeah, you have to.
And we had roast yesterday. He's like, we got to go through this roast, but we also have like 68 pounds of ground beef. When are we going to eat 68 pounds of ground beef?
Well, you could.
So I'm going to bring you guys meat if you would like some meat.
I'll
bring you meat.
I'll take meat anytime, any day of the week. Meet me, baby. Meet me.
So you get everything at Harmon's except meat, because I've got plenty of it.
I want Joe's how he prepares the pot roast.
Okay, I'll get
I'd like to know how
it's
he
that
does
New York Times recipe that
meat inventory.
That Mississippi whatever.
Oh, that Mississippi roast.
Yeah.
That's how he usually does it.
Well, he did it again last night, so.
When I was young, my parents would get like a whole side of beef, and they had at the time what they call meat lockers, because you didn't have room for that stuff in your house. You didn't have a
chest freezer.
You didn't have a freezer big enough to handle it all. But there was a place downtown. It was a meat locker, and you had a key, and you could go in.
Down and get your meat.
You go down and get your meat.
Get your meat
out of a meat locker.
Well, Sue sent me to Costco over the
which you love
holiday,
going to, right?
Which I just and it was of course during the holidays, and it's crowded as hell. And then she texts me as I'm wrapping things up, says, "Well, I don't feel like cooking, so grab some pre-prepared food there. You decide." And I went and I looked, and I went, "Just nothing's turning me on."
Pot pie.
Well, then that's the thing. I saw it sitting there.
Yeah.
The chicken pot pie.
It's huge.
Bigger than a steering wheel.
Yeah.
Pot pie for 10?
Like a garbage can lid.
Yeah. And it's just me and Sue. I mean, I don't know why. I think it was because it was $20.
Are they that much?
For a week.
There's food
for a week.
You ate nothing but pot pie?
I ate nothing but pot pie.
Are you tired of pot pie?
No.
Oh.
They're good.
But huge.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous how big these are. I mean, if you have a large family, it makes sense. But ridiculous for us to be bringing home this gigantic thing.
I always want to buy, and I never buy it, but they have these gigantic tubs of chicken salad that
it would go bad before you ate it
the
all.
rotisserie chickens that they don't sell.
Yeah.
Then they turn it into chicken salad.
I love those.
And but I don't ever buy one because they're too big.
You grab a bucket of that and a container of croissants.
Yeah.
And then you make
little
chicken salad sandwiches.
I hate eating food that comes in a tub, though. I don't. It's a tub of chicken salad. I don't. If I get popcorn at the movies, I won't get it. I won't get a tub of popcorn.
You hate a tub?
I don't like to eat things out of a tub.
Let's see. Bill, for your roast, try the recipe on SeriousIeats.com for Lorno Atrapo.
That doesn't sound good.
It will blow your mind.
Is that Kenji?
Trapo.
He started Serious Eats. Is that Kenji?
I don't know.
Because I can't do anything with Kenji J. Lopez Alt anymore, or Alt J, whatever it is. Because my son goes off on him. Because he has a drinking problem and got divorced and now lives on a houseboat in Seattle.
What's wrong with does he have good recipes?
He was a turd to his wife, and so my son won't do any. You can't make stuff by him. He was mean to his wife.
Well, I admire his morals. Lomo al Trapo is Colombian style.
Lomo el Trapo. Okay.
It literally is translated to beef tenderloin in a towel. That sounds not good.
In a towel?
No, that doesn't sound good at all.
It's made by wrapping a big chunk of beef in a thick crust of salt swaddled in a towel.
But the good thing that I had, I mean, I had a lot of good stuff. Sue made the all-day sauce. We had a lot of great food, but the best thing was this. Okay, try to imagine.
Okay.
You know your Rice Krispie treats, right?
Yes, yeah. I'm
marshmallows
there.
and everything?
Yes.
Instead of Rice Krispies, Ruffles potato chips with the crinkle cuts. And then you mix up with some vanilla and a little bit of bourbon and some peanuts in there.
The sweet and the salty?
Yes.
It
was a recipe from that cute Canadian lady who looks like Bailey Quarters on the Food Network.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, her.
You know her.
You know, Bailey Quarters from...
Again, the show is for Gina.
Yeah, thank you.
She understands. But that was delicious.
That sounds good.
I've been eating one of those every day.
Okay,
So
I'll try
good.
that.
I don't care for Rice Krispie treats, although somebody once made me brown butter Rice Krispie treats, and that I could say, okay, I get it. But just regular Rice Krispie treats. It's what you eat when you don't have anything else.
The crinkle cut potato chips.
Yeah.
They really hold up.
Okay.
Sounds good.
You get the salt, you get the sweet, you
I'd
get
try it.
a little bit of bourbon and vanilla and peanuts. The peanuts are that's key because you get the texture going.
Yeah.
Oh, delicious.
And it's like a clump.
Yeah, you just put them in a casserole dish and let them firm up, and it's terrific. Anyway, all right, we will take a break. We'll be back to crawl towards the exits. Coming up after these, stand by.
Need some geek news?
How strong was it?
So I got out of my car here at the Broadway Media Tower this morning.
Today.
And there's not that many cars down there.
No.
Except Carrie's car is there. And I opened my door and I instantly smelled skunk. Now, I don't think there was a skunk in the parking garage.
Is there a skunk in your car, Carrie?
But I instantly thought, and I asked as I walked in the studio, I said, Carrie, did you hit a skunk on the way to work? And you said...
I said, no, that answers my question. I didn't hit a skunk.
You didn't hit him?
No. What?
What?
Come in, Katie, I can't.
You can't.
Yeah, you're bad at pantomime.
So you didn't hit a skunk.
I did not hit a skunk. But here's the thing. Yes, Katie.
Are you talking about on the freeway?
It may be. We come in the
Because
same.
it's on my car too.
Really?
What happened?
I think somebody hit a skunk on the freeway
Ran
on our
over
off ramp that you and I normally take, the
Yes.
9th South off ramp.
Yes.
I think somebody hit a skunk on there because I think I ran over the dead carcass, and now the side of my car smells like skunk, and it covered the entire inside of my car. With
Okay.
the smell.
You both
see,
ran over it or
'cause
were near it.
I didn't run over anything. See, what happened was I was taking that route. I smelled the skunk. And I'm like, oh, somebody must have hit a skunk, and that's what I'm smelling.
Yeah.
And then as I proceeded into town, it didn't go away. I thought, well, it's just still circulating in my car.
It was on
And
your
then
car.
I get out, and I'm like, I can still smell it. It must be stuck in my nose, is what I'm thinking.
Literally, I've been dealing with my nose inside the studio. It's because of that.
Because I still feel like I smell it.
Exactly, me too.
When I was at Bear Lake one time, driving, and a skunk ran right in front of my car, and I ran over it. I killed it. And my car just reeked of skunk. But it goes away pretty fast. Just you park it outside. Yeah, it should be parked outside now, you know.
Well, it's in the garage.
But it went away pretty, I think it, within a day it went away. But.
It must have been freshly hit.
This says a skunk smell can last on a car for 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh.
Well, it didn't on mine. I wouldn't have been able to stand it.
How do you clean skunk off a car? Here you go. This is for both of you.
How do you clean skunk off a car?
We're going to need this.
Tomato juice, right?
Nope.
Oh.
Distilled vinegar and water, equal parts.
Okay.
And dishwashing liquid.
I have
all mixed together?
All mixed together. Liberally spray the exterior of your car. Pay special attention to the undercarriage and the tires.
That's where it...
Great.
Leave it on for 5 minutes, then rinse thoroughly. Repeat if necessary.
What if I take it to one of these fancy car wash
That's
places?
exactly my thought, too.
I think that'll...
And I'll tell them.
Yeah.
Skunk, what can you
That'll do it.
Help.
Maybe they have something.
Just run it through that. It'll do it.
Yeah.
I was going to bring that up this morning when I came in, and I totally spaced it. But even Vax was like pawing at his nose in the car, and I felt so bad because it must have been super freshly hit.
Probably.
If there was
a cloud of it in the
sticking
air
that well to your car and to mine.
But I'm sure it didn't stay on my car all that long, and I ran over it.
You ran yours over.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, see, I think I just passed through, or...
Isn't that interesting that it can be that you didn't hit it, just passing through a cloud of it would carry it all the way.
And it may have been some of the, because when they get hit, they get squashed.
And it spreads.
And the sack spreads, and so the sack probably spread it all over the road.
That's what I'm thinking,
and
too.
I'm betting that's what happened.
Now, you guys are all concerned about your damn cars. Could we just have a moment, please, for the poor skunk?
Hey, I think skunks are pretty cute. I would own one if I didn't have to deal with the smell. And I know you can get it removed, but my husband won't allow me to do that as much as I would love to.
I don't blame him.
They're cute. They're really cute, I think.
Cement Dave says, I've made first contact with both skunks and raccoons. The raccoon smell lingered longer than the skunk. But you know what the worst stink that I've ever experienced was? It was during the summer. It was when we lived in Draper. And my car hit a bird I didn't know, and the bird got wedged into the grill.
Oh man.
And then I parked the car over the weekend, and it was hot. No. It was summertime. And then I go out there Monday, and it's like, and I couldn't find it. And it was coming in through the vents and everything.
What did you do?
So I had to, sit down and look and dig and take the thing apart, and sure enough, there it was.
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one that dealt with this smell this morning because it's bad.
Okay, well, that answers my question. No, I didn't hit a skunk. I just kind of passed through.
You must have passed through it right after it was hit because even mine smells terrible, and I could hear back.
Now, when people, would get sprayed with skunk, the old cure for that or remedy for that was you're supposed to take a bath in tomato juice.
I remember that.
But I think that's bunk. But that's what...
Is that one of those old wives' tales?
I think so.
They did it on Seinfeld.
They did?
Well, it must be true.
Then it must be a lie.
Seinfeld doesn't lie.
Yes, they do. All the time. It's quite amazing what they...
It's such a strong smell.
Yeah, and they're, raccoons stink, and I knew people who've had pet ferrets. They don't. I mean, they don't have a
They're not
spray,
no.
but they smell gamey.
If you don't take care of the ferrets, they do smell. I used to have 2 of them when I was a kid.
Well, didn't they always have that kind of smell?
Not if you take care of them.
When you say take care of them, what is that?
You bathe them on a regular basis, like normal. You actually clean out their cage properly.
How do you bathe a ferret?
You put them in a bathtub.
They like it?
They love it.
Yeah, they're okay.
At least my ferrets absolutely loved playing in the water. You put a couple toys in there. There's ferret shampoo. You can wiggle them all
ferret
around.
Shampoo, yes, there is ferret. Yeah. There's a picture of a ferret on the label. That's how you know.
I loved my ferrets. They were cute.
I've been around them a couple of times. They were the ones I've been around were actually very friendly.
They're super sweet. My buddy used to have one, and he had like those little tunnels that would go like underneath his couch and stuff. And they'd get playtime, and I love
They're
ferrets.
weasels,
Yeah, they're part of the weasel family.
I grew up in a small town, and Salem was much smaller than it is now. And I remember everybody in town remembers when the Coles decided that they were going to become mink farmers.
Oh,
yes! Finally, after about a year and a half, everybody said, "Really, you gotta get rid of that."
Yeah, no,
'Cause
that's
depending on the wind, the direction it was blowing. Oh man!
And you don't want to have any fresh eggs around if you have ferrets.
Exactly.
They'll suck your eggs.
They will.
Egg suckers. That's
Egg
what they are.
suckers.
I'm allergic to the eggs, so you know it's good. We're fine.
Skunks are egg suckers too. Gina, I'm sorry.
I suppose it's all right.
Is it time you let him out of the
Well, he
doghouse?
was home. He went home for Christmas.
He did?
You're talking about Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They spent Christmas together, so
It was a tense Christmas, to all accounts.
well, I'm following. I'm going to keep an eye on it, the situation.
Whatever you want to know, I have a guy on the inside.
Do you?
Yeah, yeah.
A Grohl mole, Bill? Do you have a
It's a
Grohl
Grohl mole.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Grohl mole. They're still sleeping in separate rooms.
Well, that's to be expected.
For a while.
Okay, I'll allow it. It's a new year. We a fresh start. All of those things.
Worse people than this overcome
Yes.
things like
That's
this.
why that hit so hard. I expected better.
But there was a pattern. You'd done it before.
Well,
yeah. But it's the last time he's promised.
there's just so many horrible people.
I'm just saying, don't have heroes unless they're fictional.
That's true.
Unless you meet me.
But join us, won't you, for Lights Camera
Yeah.
at Squatters. I bet that's close to selling out, by the way.
We should. Yeah.
We should find out. I'm going to x96.com right now to see it.
Well, it won't tell you there, will it?
Well, if it lets me buy a ticket.
Well, you don't buy a ticket, Gina. You can get in
Can
free.
I get in free?
Yeah. We know a guy.
I don't see it on here.
Hmm.
We'll have to ask Todd.
Yeah, maybe it's sold out. Well, I mean, we're still running the promos. So.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't mean anything.
I don't know.
We'll have to ask Todd Newcomb.
All right.
I don't know how any of this works.
We just show up.
Now, are you comfortable with the board now?
Somewhat comfortable. I still have questions.
Because I don't know how to run. I didn't know how to run the old one, but all I can say is this one is more aesthetically pleasing.
It's prettier, yeah.
Yeah.
This one, we have a 10-second delay because we take live calls.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to have this big red button.
Yeah.
Because I insisted it be a big red button.
You need to be able to find it on a moment's
And
notice.
that's what I told him. I said, I may be over here doing something else, and I'll hear a swear word on a phone call.
Yeah.
I need to be able to jump over and hit that button.
Whack it. Mm-hmm.
Well, now, it's a little tiny one right here.
Uh-oh.
Let me see.
Is it red?
No, it's light blue.
Mm.
You see how small that button is?
Yeah. Well, you got 10 seconds, though.
Yeah.
So
let's not test it.
Let's test
no,
it.
no.
I'll say a dirty word right now.
Not.
No, okay.
Oh, here's the latest on Dave Grohl.
Oh?
Dave is sorry for all the pain he caused. Well,
yeah.
It's an uphill battle as his daughters have taken their mom's side.
Well, yeah.
Sure.
And he's feeling like an intruder in his own home.
Well, you brought it on yourself, Dave.
He says he'll stay in the basement.
Let's see, Jordan and their girls. Dave said that he wouldn't blame them if they refused to have anything to do with him. Of course, he doesn't want that. He's doing everything he can to win back their trust.
Yeah.
So there's the latest update.
Okay.
All right. And it's true. The chat room said he set such a high bar for himself in that book.
Yep.
That that's why you took it especially hard.
And what about the poor other child?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's going to be
the innocent.
Yeah.
It is the innocent.
And I'm surprised you didn't see that Bob Dylan movie over the break.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I haven't. The only thing I saw was Nosferatu. I didn't get out as much as I wanted to.
But you were burning the candle at both ends.
Yeah, in my basement.
What are you doing down there, Bill?
Burning the candle at both ends.
Both ends, you say?
Yep.
All right. Well, let's do the promo.
All right.
Towards the exit.
Here we go. Radio from Hell is back.
In black.
Well, you're the only one in black, Gina.
You're not going to try and turn this promo into some sort of AC/DC thing, are you?
Bill, I am thunderstruck. You would even suggest that.
Radio from
Highway to Hell.
Tuesday morning here on X96.
See, it was Malcolm's birthday today, and we didn't celebrate it.
We did not.
So I felt like I needed to.
I was wondering why you shoehorned this in.
I hope word gets to Malcolm that we at least honored him with a promo.
Trying to.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think is that everything, Katie? All right. Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
He's burning the candle at both ends.
Artie Fuffkin is next.
These are the songs that